Not like you doing the hard yards out there. Now I'm looking at the top four in your comp, and that looks very even. All quality sides, and as we've seen from the results, not a lot between them. But what I'm interested in, see, we go down to the next two now, and we have Natty Bialaba and Navarre, and they've got some unbelievable records with their history and success at those clubs. So not getting out to be able to see the games, but I'm really interested to see how those two can compete and whether they can, would have to be an upset, I would imagine, can ruffle the feathers of those top four. Do you think that's a possibility?
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely, it is. I think any of the two sides can win today and also tomorrow. Navarre traditionally have a lot of mine workers, mate, but they're all available, so they won't put a better side on the park that they can. And going back to one of your questions last week, Mitro, there's a very big Bendigo ex-player feel in this game with Natty, with the two Holt brothers that you would know pretty well, Will and Nathan Holt.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And on the Hardcourt side of things, you got golden square pair of Braden Vaz, Jack Trelful. You got Billy Quirk from, he's actually Bucks Cricket Club. There's a lot
Tommy
of Bendigo
Walters
blokes
as
that
well.
found their way down here. Jed Rodder from Strathfield, say, but he's unfortunately out injured, but he's been down here for a couple of years. So, yeah, plenty of Bendigo blokes making their way down this way.
No, that's good because it shows, it spreads the net and it creates more interest from people that you get from far and wide. Not that Bendigo's far from the competition, it's on the doorstep. But they're all quality players that you mentioned there, actually. And look, I reckon Hardcourt would have, they worked pretty hard. They fancy themselves to do well. Even though they had their opportunities to win, I feel like they'll try and come out and prove a point today and saying, hey, boys, don't count us out.
No, 100%. You never want to go in straight sets, as you know yourself, mate. And there's no rumours that you'll be getting yourself back into coaching down this way next year, is there, Mitro?
Not that I'm aware of. I won't go into any intimate details of it, but the phone's probably rang about 6 times from different areas, but none from down your way, actually. So that might be a rumour I haven't heard yet.
Okay, the last lot of coaches at Natty have had been from a bit of a Sandhurst connection, and I thought you might be the next one, just from what I'm hearing, but that may not be right.
No, well, you might have got the mail before me, mate, so if they ring, I'll let you know.
Okay, mate, too easy.
I don't think he'll let you know if it was on the radio, though, I reckon, Wixie. We're looking at you mentioned a few of those Bendigo players before. Tom Walters, I mentioned earlier, he obviously missed the goal after the siren last week. How do you think he'd be travelling personally? He's a ripper fella as well, Tommy. Do you reckon that'd be something that would really get to him? Obviously, you know him a little bit too.
Yeah, look, I do, and I thought it was a good thing that a couple of the Trentham boys got over there pretty quick last week who were on the mark and nearby sort of consoled with him a bit. But, look, it may worry him, it may not, but he probably wouldn't want to be lined up for one after siren today, I wouldn't have thought.
I guess before we move on to one other topic, the semi-finals and the reserves today, you've got two sides that are not playing senior final action. So in terms of a board perspective, you must be rapt to have a really good representation of clubs across the football grades. I look at Denali, they're taking on Trentham, and Lexington are playing tomorrow against Hardcourt with neither of their senior sides available.
Yeah, good point, mate. We're just going through the scenarios and the sides for tomorrow and the draw so far and what could move ahead. And it's a very, very wide range of spread of clubs, which is, from a league point of view, very good.
So in terms of the league point of view, the news throughout the week was the Marabara Magpies are looking at putting in a third point at moving into that competition. In terms of a league perspective, obviously, have you received that yet? And is that going to go ahead for a potential third look at it?
Look, I can tell you that, yes. We had a meeting with them a couple of weeks ago, and it was only basically to give them, they wanted to find out the options they had. And league rules state that they can put another application in, which they did, but they're under the understanding that we'll get to that when we can. We're obviously pretty busy with finals and berry pair medals and junior presentations and all that, and we'll get to have a look at that when we get a chance, which they understand that. So, yeah, that's not going to be real soon, but we'll get there when we can.
So when you say get there when we can, is that something that's a potential not for next year but for the year after, or is there still that potential that next year, if that was to go their way, or is it more of a 2-year process, or what's their point of view from the league in that?
They put it in for next year, so that's what we have to treat it as. For next year. So that's probably where it sits, mate. I can't really add too much more than that because that's as far as it's gone. But yes, they've put an application in for next year. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
One last one on that. If they're not successful this time around, you mentioned the league rules. Do they have an option to then look at the following year again? Because obviously they're pretty content on moving into the competition.
Yeah, if the vote went against them this time round or next time round, they can apply the year after, yes.
No worries. Thanks, Wixie. Thanks for that. So before we do let you go, I need your tips for the games today in the senior football action. So Hardcourt, Natty, and tomorrow Talbot versus Navarre. Who are you tipping?
I think Hardcourt probably win today. As I said, Natty, good side. Few players underdone. I think Hardcourt are probably too good a side to get straight sets. And I think Talbot the same. Finished second on the ladder for a reason. Recruited pretty heavily, and I think they'll get over the line tomorrow.
Yeah, if that is the case, it shapes up to be some mouth-watering preliminary final games next week. Wixie, thank you very much for joining us as always, and we'll catch up with you next Saturday.
Good on you, boys. Thank you.
That was Paul Wicks, the president of the Marabara Castlemaine District Football Netball League. And one thing I do like what's going on out there that Bendigo probably hasn't had in previous seasons is there's a wide range of clubs in the grades that are playing and being quite successful. So probably been a little bit 2 or 3 club dominated in Bendigo footy in previous years. And if you get a good spread on grand final day, you know how much of a gate that ends out making for the teams. And with all the movement out to Carisbrook for their grand final metro, it's certainly something that they'd be hoping to have a good spread of clubs.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. And I guess having those extra positions in their final series actually helps spread that interest and goes deeper. But I guess it makes sense when you've got so many teams in one competition. You've got the flexibility to do that, and by the look of the results and the way they're competing, each team's earned that right to actually be at that top end of the ladder and been very competitive.
Yeah, I do like the times of a top 8 final series for that, but I mean, you do occasionally get those first 2 finals on the Sunday, the elimination finals in previous years that haven't really proved many close games. There was a 45-point win to Natty last week and a 57-point win to Navarre, but in previous years they were 100 points in both of those games. So can be good, can also be bad.
Yep. But you can get that in a top 5, can't you? The 15.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that is Bendigo Footy League qualifying final day. We're counting down to the bounce of the ball between Eaglehawk and Gisborne right now in the reserves. South Bendigo mounting a late charge, but they might be a little bit far back with 10 minutes gone in the final quarter. Sandhurst 9-4-58. South Bendigo 5-7-37. Big game coming up. Eaglehawk and Gisborne. Injured Gisborne superstar Braden Blake to join us shortly. And then the bounce of the ball between Gisborne and Eaglehawk. It's Bendigo Footy League qualifying final day here on Live 25 Local Fresh Footy.
More 70s, 80s and 90s. SMS 0493 143 829. Local updates and the songs you haven't heard for ages. SMS 0493 143 829.
It's driving too late and the pouring rain. It's the champ who can't be beat. It's our steadiest, greatest game. It's a game we all grew up with. Now you gotta help it grow. Get ready, country football, country footy. Get in the action, feel the excitement, country football.
Fire up for the footy with Don Footy Franks. Whether you're with family, friends or the matchday crew, nothing beats cheering on your team with a delicious Don Footy Frank in hand. Go straight down the middle with sauce and mustard or work it out wide with a bit of cheese and onion. Whatever your play, fresh and local sponsored Don Footy Franks are made for footy. Is Don is good.
Business sponsor.
Where do I get my outdoor gear?
Where do I get my outdoor gear?
Aussie Disposals, it's all here.
Aussie Disposals, it's all here.
Skiing pants and fishing rods.
Skiing pants and fishing rods.
Aussie Disposals has the lot.
Aussie Disposals has the lot.
Boots and bags, tents and swags, clothing, workwear, sleeping bags, all available to purchase.
Ripper prices, ripper service.
Aussie Disposals for your outdoor adventure.
Middies is backing Bendigo's electrical industry. Electrical trade professionals and apprentices, join us at the huge Middies Info Night. Connect, learn, get involved in Middies Apprentice Program and Apprentice of the Year Award. Don't miss out, September 17 at the All Seasons Bendigo. Secure your seat today. From Fresh Sponsor, online at Middy's Electrical under events.
Fresh sponsor.
Pete the Plasterer is getting things done. Barry the Bricklayer's under control. And Tomo the Tiler, well, he's not worried, because they went to Butrace. Right, fellas? Yeah. Now with new owners, Butrace does steel and aluminium U-trays, canopies, toolboxes, sandblasting, powder coating and more. Expertly welded with the right materials and delivered statewide. Don't settle for a good tray, demand a Butray. Right, fellas? Yeah. Butrace, Allen Street, Bendigo, or butrace.com.au.
Bendigo business sponsor.
Bendigo bearings will keep you rolling. Go, Bendigo bearings will keep you rolling. If you're in a fix, we'll get you rolling quick. You can rely on us, we're the people we trust. Go, Bendigo bearings will keep you rolling.
Lauki's new high-protein bread and specialty mixes are crafted to make healthy eating simple. Packed with goodness and made for convenience, these mixes are perfect for boosting your daily protein, whether you're staying active, watching your macros, or just baking better at home. Lauki High Protein, made with quality Australian wheat and no preservatives. Yeast sachet included. Live local football and Fresh FM sponsor. Lauki is available from the flour aisle in Woolworths.
Hey, you'll need lots of firewood to get you through this bitter cold winter. Stock up with quality wood. It's available right now from Bendigo Firewood and Soil, delivered straight to your door. Hardwood mix and red gum in stock plus more. Renewably sourced, seasoned to perfection. For a longer burn time, a warmer home, producing less ash. Get your wood pile stocked from Bendigo Firewood and Soil, McDowell's Road, East Bendigo. Find Fresh Sponsor at bendigofirewoodandsoil.com.au.
Live Saturday afternoon local football. Only one station. Supporters know, coaches and players know. And you know, it's Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Doing it for our community. Local first. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Thanks to local footy sponsor, more live Bendigo football. And now it's time to fire up delicious Don Footy Franks. They're made for the footy. Is Don, is good.
Live 25 local fresh finals footy from the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Gisborne taking on Eaglehawk, second versus third. Both teams with 12 wins and 4 losses on the season. Shaping up to be a cracking battle. Earlier in the under-18s, it was South Bendigo going down to Golden Square. And it is also Sandhurst looking like beating South Bendigo. But they've made a late charge. 5 minutes ago, it's only a 14-point margin. The Bloods have kicked 2 goals in quick succession to maybe force this game to a bit closer than what we thought. Wayne Mitrovic, myself, Cam Power, John Hunter, Jackson Saunders to join us shortly on boundary riding as well. Wayne Smith has been good enough to send us in some scores in final footy action. HDFNL under-18s, North Bendigo 7-9-51 defeated White Hills 4-4-28. In the reserves, Mount Pleasant 12-5-77 defeated North Bendigo 4-10-34. And Loddon Valley finals action, he gets around with us, Wayne Smith. Under-18s, Morong 9 goals, 660, defeated Inglewood 6-12-48. And he'll be sending us plenty of senior scores across the Heathcote Footy League and the Loddon Valley Footy League this afternoon. But we're talking Bendigo footy here at the moment, and we're talking that because Braden Blake, the injured superstar ruckman of the competition, a Mickelson medal winner, unfortunately not out there for Gisborne, is very kind to join us here. Braden, good afternoon to you, and how are you travelling?
Yeah, getting there. Yeah, it sucks watching this time of year, finals footy. That's sort of why you play footy, but hopefully the boys can bounce back today and, yeah, have a good crack.
How is the shoulder travelling? I understand you've recently had the surgery on it.
Yeah, it's going all well, all to plan sort of thing. Just got to, rest it up really and then start the rehab process. So good to go for next year.
Yeah, so obviously with the rehab process, how's that looking and what kind of time frame are you putting yourself on before you can potentially start getting back into pre-season, or is it just a bit of a week-by-week transition at the moment?
Yeah, week by week I think, but I think just focused to probably be back up and going fully for after Christmas. That's the plan.
Yeah, now you've recently moved into Gisborne as well, so obviously we're based out a little bit closer to Castlemaine in Hardcourt, I think it was earlier, but you've made the move to Gisborne, and obviously with the talks about Gisborne at the moment, we're possibly moving on. Just a player's point of view, and how are you thinking of that side of things without going into too much detail? What's your thoughts on the transition?
To be honest, most of us just love the club and happy to play anywhere, but sort of when they presented the different options, it sort of seemed to make sense to transition towards the Ballarat just with travel and all those sorts of things. But yeah, we're pretty happy to play anywhere, and yeah, as long as we're playing footy, we're happy.
So we won't go into that one in too much detail. We'll talk about what's going on here in Bendigo footy. Obviously, the talk last week was you played Sandhurst last week and didn't go to plan quite for you guys. What was the mood like throughout the week, and what was Robbie and that talking about on the base of last game? Is it more of a mulligan, put it behind us, or is there a lot to learn out of that game? I know you were just here watching, but what was the general consensus out of that? Because obviously it was quite surprising for a lot of people to see the end margin there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hard one, to be honest. We're probably lucky we got a coach with as much experience as Robbie. We definitely didn't take it lightly, but it's just sort of one of those things where, we've got finals coming up the week after, and you try and, I guess, move on as quickly as you can and stay positive and start building for the following week. I'm sure Robbie's been going through the vision a lot, and we've got a lot to learn from it, but yeah, it's sort of one of those things you can't get too down and out. We've got to come back next week today and front up and try and get the job done.
Now, Blakey, I know yourself and the Gizzy listeners out there today don't want to hear it, but your injury, I think, is the most influential to your side. I think you're the most important player for Gisborne. The 1-2 punch with yourself and Benaki is the most dangerous combination. So having you out of that fold really affects his ability to dominate the games as much. He still will because he's such a high-quality player, but it definitely will affect that. Now, on the sideline, you're saying how hard it is to watch, but I watch your connection there. You're around the playing group. Last week you're there, you're in the rooms, no doubt living in Gisborne, you're at training. Do you have the ability to use your ruck craft and you back up ruckman? He's gone as well, for anyone out there that don't know that too. So you got your third stringer in. Have you been able to work along with them and fast track and give them something to go with?
Yeah, I try to a little bit. We're pretty lucky with our line coaches. We've got Dallas Norrington as our midfield coach, so he's awesome, to be honest. He's all over a lot of stuff. But yeah, I've tried to do a little bit of work with Hugo, who's come up from the reserves, but he's been competing really well. He's been doing everything we ask, and I think, yeah, it's a little bit of a different look for the midfield unit, but yeah, they're ready to go, and they're just happy for whatever challenge comes their way.
Well, watching the game last week, I thought the ruck contest was pretty much even, 0-0 all draw, so you definitely weren't exposed in that area, and Eaglehawks helped you out today with the ruckman being out, which I think once you went out injured, I think Frost became the best ruckman in the competition. Now without that, so you're going to be in a similar position as last week, and I can't see any dominance from either side in that ruck there. So I would be looking at hopefully that your midfielder can get on top, because I thought that's where the damage was done last week. I noticed Benaki looked like he wanted to go head-to-head with Tarju and exert some physical presence. Is that dynamic going to change? Is he going to be more maybe ball focused and I'm the number one man, you guys chase me? Because I think if he's not winning the ball, I don't know who is.
I mean, yeah, I love to see Brad with the footy, but he's just one of those blokes. He's not really worried about how many kicks he gets. He just does whatever he thinks the team needs, whatever we ask of him. So, I mean, yeah, ideally we'd love to see him breaking away from stoppage with the footy, but he'll do whatever we ask and whatever we need. And I think if you look at the numbers this year, we've had Jimmy Gray, who's been awesome, and he's second season of senior footy and really stepped up. So, I mean, we don't really care who wins the footy or who's getting the footy, as long as we're getting it out of there, we're happy.
Two pretty handy inclusions into the lineup today, though. You get Zach Dennehy back, who was a late withdrawal last week, and some experience from Pat Trotter back into the lineup as well. So a couple of handy inclusions. Yeah, definitely. I think two of our sort of bigger bodies as well. I think Trot's early on the year when he come into the midfield, he helped our mix a little bit. He's sort of, a little bit of a physical presence and a bit more of that defensive sort of type. So hopefully he can get back in there and, he can release Brad and Jimmy and those guys a little bit more. Well, that's why I was going to follow on and talk about Trotter coming back in, because I identify him as that player that can go into that midfield to show a bit of presence, a bit of size in there, and, that will definitely help that dynamic. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We love playing with Trot, so it's good for him to be back out there. Well, now, what's the team's focus going to be today? How's Gisborne Football Club going to beat the Eaglehawk Football Netball Club? I think when you get to finals, it's just sort of comes back to your basics, all the stuff your sort of coaches talk about all year, just playing for each other, putting your head over the footy. It's going to be a contest early on in the game, so getting the ball going forward, tackle pressure, just all those simple things that you can control. I think if we get them right, then I'm sure we'll be in the game.
I noticed last week, I thought uncharacteristic. I thought you gave up the centre of the ground a lot. I watched Sanders go through there at times with too much ease. Has there been any conversation about your ball movement or cutting that corridor off to the opposition?
Yeah, definitely. It's probably always a focus, but I mean, yeah, last week the Sanders the way they moved the footy was hard to stop. So yeah, we've taken a lot from that. I think we don't want to get too caught up in stopping the opposition. Sort of, we want to try and really get back to playing our game and being able to attack when we have the footy. So we'll see how the boys go.
Bit of excitement around the club during the week with Lockie Evans being nominated for a potential Rising Star Award this year. So touch on him a little bit. He's having an exciting year.
Yeah, he's been really good for us. Consistent all year. You probably you wouldn't pick him for being so young. He's really composed with the footy. He's sort of one of those blokes, another one who just does what he's asked. He's really stepped up with his voice around the group, and in that backline group, he's sort of nearly one of the leaders already. So, yeah, he's awesome to play with, and he's just a really good kid as well.
How do you go as a watcher? Are you a bit of a nervous watcher, or do you enjoy watching? Or obviously, you'd rather be out there, but how do you go just as a spectator? Do they give you a job on game day to do to keep yourself busy, or are you just purely watching?
No, terrible watcher. Even the pre-game meetings and stuff, you get so hyped up, and then you can't go out there and play it. It sucks a bit, but yeah, no, I don't have a specific job. Just sort of watch the midfield. If there's anything I pick up on or anything, I'll pass it on to the coaches. But just let the coaches do what they do all year and barrack hard. So
you're hopefully looking forward to getting back before Christmas. It's going to be a bit of a tough one for you across this final series, but you've obviously beaten Eaglehawk twice this year. What do you take out of those two matches into today?
Honestly, not a lot. It gives us a little bit of confidence that, we can get the job done, but finals are just a completely different ball game. So we're sort of back to square one, just make sure we do everything right, switch on and, give it our all.
Braden, we let you go. Thank you very much for joining us here on Footy Fresh. It is very much appreciated and always good to get an insight from one of the star players of the competition.
No worries. Thanks for having me, boys.
That was Braden Blake from the Gisborne Bulldogs. Very lucky to be joined by him, and it's a big loss for Gisborne to not have him out there. It makes a huge impact to their season.
Well, without having any specific role on game day, if things aren't going his way today, we might find him at the rifle at half time. Well, I reckon a few of those boys from Gisborne went to the rifle at half time last week and didn't come back to that second half. But that's another story. We won't mention that, Metro. That was full time in the reserves action here. They've cleared the scoreboard pretty quickly here, so I'm glad that I wrote that one down. Yes. In the reserves action. So, but the thing is, it sets up an interesting point of view next week. Under-18s and reserves finals will both be Golden Square and Sandhurst, and neither one of those sides will be featuring. Well, Sandhurst will be in all three grades next week. Now I say that, so. And then the winner of this game will take on them next week. But it is South Bendigo 6-10-46 to Sandhurst 9-5-59. A 13-point win to the Bloods. Unfortunately, they're 0-2 on the day with their senior side in action tomorrow. So a little bit disappointing for South Bendigo, but they can have a crack with their senior side tomorrow. Joining us here in the broadcast for the big game is Jackson Saunders. Good afternoon to you, Jackson Father Jackson Saunders, I should say, and terrific day for footy.
Thanks, Cameron. Great to be here. And, well, it's still very cold outside. Doesn't quite have the finals spring feel in terms of weather, but the coffee vans here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval, which is
nice up here, though,
a feature in finals. Well, the sun has come out now, which is good. It's certainly a lot better than late last night. I was in Melbourne last evening and came back with a group of people. It was pretty wild and wintry outside. At one stage, my phone said it felt like it was -4 degrees. So it's certainly been very cold in the last 24 hours. Spring is just around the corner. Eaglehawk and Gisborne today in this final. It is a massive game. Obviously, the winner of this game to take on Sandhurst next weekend. And, of course, the winner of that clash will advance to the grand final. So much to be excited about in this contest. And both sides have a plethora of options when they go forward. For Gisborne, they're led by Pat McKenna with 34 goals for the season. And for Eaglehawk, Jack O'Shannessy with 36 majors for season 2025 as the Bulldogs run out onto the ground now. And obviously we saw them last week against Sandhurst. They were very disappointing in that clash, a big loss, so they'll be wanting to bounce back strongly this afternoon.
Thanks, Father Jackson. We'll be crossing down to you very shortly to grab the toss of the coin and the ground conditions down there as well, and what promises to be a good day. Plenty of crowd building in as well, Metro. It's a nice-sized crowd. It's a nice-sized crowd when you drive around for half an hour at 11:30 trying to find a car park.
Yeah, definitely. Must be something on at the art gallery. It's a bit hard to find the park over there. Look,
you were supposed to hype up the crowd. I set it up for a big hype up. And you're like, no, the art gallery. I'm sure they're all here for the art gallery today.
I was a bit worried when I woke up this morning and the weather that we've had in the last couple of days, but look, the wind's not out of control here, probably favouring the Barnard Street end slightly. Saying that, the last quarter there, South Bendigo did all the scoring to the city end. So conditions aren't going to be too favourable for either team, I think. Just going to come down to the desire and the want to win the ball. I'm really looking forward to seeing if Gisborne can respond, because I feel like if it goes on like last week, if they have another shocker today and Eaglehawk beat them convincingly, then I really think then that last week's loss will become an issue going forward there. But, Borough, pretty much everyone except for the ruckman in, who is, by the way, is a massive out, huge out. When Blakey went down, he definitely was the best ruckman in the competition. That's super going to hurt. But then,
from my point of view, Metro, with that, I was leaning towards Eaglehawk in today's game winning. And hearing Braden Blake not playing, I'm nearly potential to go the other way and suggest maybe Gisborne are going to be the team to beat today. That's how big of a change, a big of an out that is. The good news for them, though, is he's only out for today. So if they're able to get through today, he will take on Sandhurst next week. And if they don't get through, he'll be still available for the Sunday final next week against the winner of tomorrow's game, which is South Bendigo and Strathfield Say. So looking forward to that one here. We'll be bringing you that game. But we've got this game to get you forward to here, Eaglehawk and Gisborne. And what's the general consensus, you reckon, in terms of an Eaglehawk person? 0-2 against Gisborne on the year. The form line heading into the finals probably suggests Eaglehawk are running a little bit better than they are. And the percentage on the ladder, that's always something that gives you an indication, especially when they're both 12 wins and 4 losses on the season. But 50% better is Eaglehawk than Gisborne on the 25 season.
I don't think Eaglehawk's list's actually been settled all year.
No.
They've continually had good players come in, then good ones will go out. They're starting to get it together at the end of the year. So I don't think we've seen the full potential of Eaglehawk yet. And you sound like you're on the fence then. You don't know which way you're going to go. With the frost being out might have swayed your opinion. But look, I'm going to stick with Eaglehawk myself. I think they've got enough quality on every line. They're hungry and they want to do this. And I think they're going to capitalise on Gisborne's poor form last week.
Father Jackson Saunders is down at ground level. You've just caught the toss of the coin. You didn't miss it, unlike last week. This time, Father Jackson, I kept a good eye on you down there. Billy Evans and Reaper, the two captains. Who won the toss? Which way are they going? And what's the ground conditions like down there?
Very interesting question, Cam. And yes, I was determined not to make the same blunder as last week. In fact, Billy Evans, he asked me which way the wind was going before he went to do the coin toss, because the wind is literally blowing backwards and forwards. So a few minutes ago, I threw up some grass. It was going to the Barnard Street end. 30 seconds later, I threw up some grass and it went to the city end. So he has opted to kick Billy Evans to the Barnard Street end, but the wind is really swirling at the moment. It's awful conditions, really, for football. At ground level, it's a bit soggy and damp, particularly on the centre wing on the grandstand side. Bit of a mud patch in the centre circle too. Other than that, the conditions of the surface look pretty good. Grandstand would be a third full at the moment, so I think it's just a case of the players making the most of their opportunities. At times they'll have the wind to their advantage, at times they won't, and it's a matter of seconds.
It is interesting that you've picked that they're going to the Barnard Street end, because I reckon across the whole final series last year you wouldn't have thought to even consider going to that end of the ground.
No, that's true. I suppose historically the city end is perhaps the preferred end, but even if you look at the trees over near Roslyn Park, you can see they are going around very furiously like a merry-go-round at the moment. So there's a commentary in the weather itself this afternoon.
Stay warm down there, Father Jackson. We'll cross to you across the game for an update on ground conditions as well. Who are you tipping before we let you go down there, Jackson?
I'm going to tip Eaglehawk. I just think they're in better form at the moment, and Billy Evans obviously in the centre too leads them well. A classy midfield, O'Shannessy up forward. The Hawks by 2 goals for me.
Thanks, Father Jackson. I mentioned earlier, Metro, before I give my tip, that the Braden Frost's out has swayed me back in the direction of Gisborne. That's how tight I think this game is. I felt like it was going to be less than a 2-goal game, and I feel like him going out is a 2-goal swing in the opposite direction, so I'm going to go Gisborne. John Hunter.
Well, Metro, I look at it from a coaching point of view, not that I've ever coached, but I would have dealt with it during the week. Let's treat it as a mulligan. That was just one out of the box in a negative perspective, and let's put it to bed and not worry about it, and let's start again. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. So I expect a really strong response from Gisborne today, and I think it'll go down to the wire within a kick. But I'm bullish on Eaglehawk. I have been all year. I think they've got some quality right through the midfield, and particularly O'Shannessy up front. And I think they'll be able to cover the fact that the big ruckman is out in frost, and they'll use Isley to their advantage.
Well, that's 3v1 here in the box in favour of Eaglehawk as the players spread from their huddles to take their position. We're going to find out in about 2 hours' time which one of us was right.
Well, let's just about get things underway here at the QEO. It's bathed in sunshine at the moment. It's a little bit heavy underfoot. In the middle, it's a bit heavy as well, which is unusual for the QEO, but promises to be a big qualifying final here. Can Gisborne rebound after a disappointing result last week, or will it be the Borough, the famous team from famous Canterbury Park, for the qualifying final at the home of country football here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval? And let's get things underway for the start of the final series 2025. Here's Cameron Power.
Yeah, John, I've copped a little bit of criticism from a few Eaglehawk people that I know that are listening in, unhappy with me picking Gisborne out there, so shout out to them listening on down there. But it is a good crowd. There's a bit of push and shove in the forward line already. It's a big qualifying final. The winner will come up against Sandhurst next week. The loser will play the winner of tomorrow's elimination final. But it's underway here. Olive got the first tap down against Isley, and then he went to grab the footy. Umpires pulled a free kick out of there. It's going to go the way of the Dogs. Shooting towards the city end. They'll go a short pass. Diving out, Luxmore. Mark, not paid. Thought he might have just done enough on it. He was diving in. Good defensive pressure there came from Dill Hanley. So we'll have a ball up 60 from home. Plenty of push and shove involved in this game early. Olive knocks it down. Falls backwards to Gisborne. Free kick to Werner, who was taken high. And he'll get the first kick of the game.
Well,
I thought about handballing off, but he's going to kick.
They didn't get inside forward 50 for 20 minutes in the game last week, but they're going to go inside forward 50 here as the ball is with Danahy. Jed, well over 200 centimetres, the younger of the two brothers. He goes shallow inside forward 50. Was a poor kick. Thompson rebounds. That was Sam. Kicks it to the outer side. He looks for McGregor, but picked up again by the Dogs. A chance to go forward. Scrubbing kick to half forward. The intended target was Johns. Couldn't hit him. Target, and the pack forms, and we'll have a ball in the forward zone. Across half forward. Gisborne in attack. No score on the board.
Interesting to note, Metro Zach Dennehy parking himself forward early in this one. Jonty Neves looking to be matched up on him.
Yep.
A good battle to keep an eye on down there. Benaki got the handball straight towards the boundary, then tapped it over. Going through was Eaglehawks Evans, who thought he was disposed of without the footy. Umpire says throw it in.
Yeah, he could have got a free there. I thought it was probably warranted, but just feeling each other out at the moment.
Umpire will throw it in. Cross left half forward to the Bendigo City end. Isley is in the ruck. He's up against Big Olive. He did pretty well last week for the Dogs, but off half back, rebounding now. Eaglehawk take the footy through Donnet. Donnet will go to half forward. Back of the pack is Evans. Swoops on it. He's at 49. Runs and then kicks it. He'll look for O'Shannessy running with a fly to the ball. He's only 15 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle and have the first shot of the afternoon.
Not a lot Vescovi could do there. That was a great kick by Evans. He actually shook off the tackle and then put it to the fat side, and it just the wind made it drop right in his arms. He's got his job to do to kick it now.
It'll be a handy start for O'Shannessy and for the Borough. To the Barnard Street end, the left footer. Known goal kicker, and he slots it. First on the board for the Borough. 2.5 minutes into this opening term. 1 goal straight, 6 they lead. The Dogs have yet to hit the scoreboard. Score sponsor, Don Smallgoods. Don is good. Live 25, local fresh footy.
I was through the interleague connection. I was talking to Vescovi game, and he was mentioning a young player in O'Shannessy. He'd be taking him, which has panned out that way. His big focus was to keep him quiet in the first quarter, because young players with a lack of confidence might start to play in his mind. But unfortunately, it's worked out the other way, and O'Shannessy's on the board early.
So we're back in the middle here. 1 down. Olive in there again for the Dogs. Ball spills to ground. And we'll have a repeat ball up. Been busy in there. Isley comes in. He grabs the ball out of the ruck, tried to get boot to ball, dropped it. Going through for the Dogs, though, was James Gray. Couldn't quite take clean possession. They'll wheel it out wide. Flying high, mark not taken there, though, was McGregor, who then followed up with a pretty strong tackle. And we'll have a ball up 80 out from goal. Eaglehawk in attack. Olive got first hands to it, then he paddled it even further forward. Evans for Eaglehawk couldn't take it. Gray went through. He's got the long sleeves on this afternoon, James Gray. We'll have a repeat ball up, so not a lot of movement in the last 30 seconds here. Knocked down, James Gray again, couldn't get it. It spills out wide. Flying through there will be Joel Butterick for Eaglehawk, and he was unable to find a teammate with his handball. We'll have a ball up in the centre of the QEO.
The Borough lead, 1 goal straight, 6 to the Dogs yet to score. They've been inside forward 50 enough, the Dogs, but winning it will be Thompson for the Borough. Spreads wide, broadcast side. Doing well there for the Dogs was Werner at ground level. Spills, good strong tackling. McGregor was in there for the Borough, and across left half forward, the Borough in attack will have a ball up. Good strong tackling there, Mitro.
Yeah, great. I think it's going to be a contested day of footy today.
We'll have another ball up here. Isley will win it down out of the ruck. It spills out, and trying to track after it, though, will be Joel Budrick, who's busy early. Hasn't had a lot of movement, a lot of room to move, I should say, with the footy, though. Ball up again. Neither ruckman really got hands to it. Knocked forward, though, for Eaglehawk. Little soccer came from O'Shannessy, and we'll get a repeat. Free kick being pulled out for a high tackle.
Yeah, he's elected to bump there, or the Gisborne players bending down to pick the ball up. So got him a bit high.
It's against O'Shannessy. The Dogs will clear the kick out of defence. They'll look to go down the poolside wing, kick in the direction. His target there was for Jed Dennehy. Missed him. Turnover. Inside forward 50, Eaglehawk. No mark taken. They come out. They're able to steady, though, with a short pass from Neves. Budrick tries to take a juggling mark. Was unable to do so. Hard up against the boundary line. They go backwards to go forward to the Dogs. It comes off to Clayton Holmes. He unlaunches from 50. Clayton Holmes right to the line. Hits the post.
Now, earlier, I think we credited Billy Evans with that forward 50 entry kick. Now, I don't know about my pronunciation, but Palakuma?
Oh, yes, it was Kuma as well.
He has got a leg on him, I tell you.
1-1-7 Eaglehawk. No score Gisborne. 5 minutes into the opening quarter. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder.
Yeah, you're right, Mitro. They move the same, similar. They're good players as the Dogs will send it to the outer side, swimming pool side.
And one's number 1, the other one's number 2. They could have helped us out a bit there.
Wow, they could have. They're close in locker number, aren't they?
That's it.
Charlie Langford from Eaglehawk has the job on Gisborne's Pat McKenna, their leading goal scorer, and he's wearing him like a glove too on the centre wing a moment ago. Certainly made his presence known, did Langford.
First mistake I've made since 1984 too, Mitro. As across half forward, it was one, though, defensively by the Dogs. The kick goes to half forward for the Dogs. Well, can they get out here through McKenna? He retreats. Handball to the back door. Kick is smothered. Good, strong defensive play. The Borough, but through the weight of numbers. Comes back inside forward 50. Luxmore leads and gets hit on the chest. The kick came in from Florani, and then he'll have a shot at goal. Harry Luxmore, we've seen him kick goals over the years in the Bendigo Footy League. Will it continue into 2026 is another completely different story. But in the here and now, they've got a final to win. The Dogs. Can he put them on the board? Luxmore likes it straight off the boots. He punched the air, and that takes Gisborne to 1 goal straight 6. They trail by a solitary behind 1-1-7. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder. Live 25, local finals, fresh footy.
Well, I think we can, it was a great finish, but we could nearly attribute that to Pat McKenna there. He's done the old Houdini. There was 3 Eaglehawk defenders. Instead of him gathering the ball and running forward, he stopped, propped, and put her in reverse and backed out of trouble somehow. And kept the ball going in motion for Gisborne.
Norm Jenkin out at the MCD. Fennell sent to a final score. Denali 6-6-42 going down to Trentham 9-4-58. In the middle we go. It's taken straight out of there from Budrick. He'll send it inside forward 50. Going back for Gisborne will be Vescovi. He comes, collects, handball. Rather dangerous handball, though, from Vescovi. They're going to flirt themselves with the boundary line, and they probably do well to actually kill it, because it could have been coming back the other way faster than it went in there, Metro.
I think that might have been one of those intentionally looking poor handballs and maybe got the desired result with the boundary line.
Inside forward 50 now. The Borough, they lead by a point. They're kicking to the Barnard Street end. which has got the wind, we think, blowing to it in this opening term. It's bustling from end to end. Now it'll be the Dogs. They'll win it off half forward. The ball is spread wide. The target will be Young. They'll win it here. Support by Werner. Werner honours a lead. Hits, might be McKenna with the footy. He turns and goes now. Inside forward 50. Back of the pack it Spills. Bouncing, tumbling ball. Goes in for a minor score, which takes it to a score that's all tied up. 7 behinds apiece. 8 minutes, 9 minutes gone. Opening term, Live 25, local fresh footy.
Good battle. Donat will bring the ball into play. New player to Eaglehawk this year. Come across from Kahuna last season where he'll run his 15 metres. He'll send it down in the direction of Isley. Couldn't take the mark. Going through the Dogs. Turnover. Knocked away. Ben Thompson's in there for Eaglehawk. And we'll have a ball up centre wing position, pull side.
Donat also had a run at North Bendigo in his time, and I did see his mum and dad here that run the Kahuna post office supporting him today.
There you go. So if you've got mail in Kahuna, you mightn't be collecting it today. They're at the footy watching Eaglehawk play. Inside forward 50 they go. It's going to fall a little bit shallow of going inside forward 50. And the man of the moment, Jack Donat, takes the intercept mark for Eaglehawk.
Donat. Short pass forward down the line on the wing. Spots up Thompson. Thompson now. Short pass forward. Effective. Hits Ty Evans. Ty Evans now goes on the right. He'll kick it to half forward. Just spreads it marginally wide. Swimming pool side. Picking it up there for the Dogs did well was Evans. He dishes off the ball, but might be a free kick paid the other way. It is. It goes to Eaglehawk. And a lead comes out long and strong. And O'Shannessy hits him on the chest and he'll line them up for his second this afternoon.
Yeah, Benaki just got pinged there for what I'll say is a reasonable bump. He just laid a hip and shoulder, but for some reason got pinged.
O'Shannessy. He's on target this afternoon. He's got one on the board. He's kicking for his second. Crosses the paint mark of 50. Up and under. He doesn't like it off the boot. It goes to the line and just off hands. Actually, it was a lot closer than all thought. But it takes it to 8 playing 7. Borough lead, 10.5 gone. Opening term in this qualifying final, Live 25, local fresh footy.
From 200 metres away, I thought that was through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. When he kicked it, I thought he was no chance, and then it almost came through at the end. The Dogs will bring the ball into play. They'll chip it into the old South Bendigo social room's pocket where they'll find Florini. Florini will go backwards to where it came to Reaper. They'll do the switch right across the ground here at Gisborne. Now they can emerge their way out of defence, and it's a kick that's going to go out of bounds on the full. So some early mistakes costing Gisborne. Charlie Langford will receive the free kick, who's 80 out from home.
Bryce Curnow, the Sandhurst coach, and a number of the Sandhurst players and support staff are watching at the bottom of the grandstand very closely because the winner of today's game they take on next week.
Thanks, Father Jackson. The kick from Langford hits Kuma, who marks it right on the interchange. Well, not the interchange, the players' race, I should say, on the poolside change rooms. Kuma sets it up for O'Shannessy to fly. Couldn't quite take the mark, spills to ground level, and Gisborne will keep it in through McKenna. McKenna goes backwards. Benaki's little clearing kick goes straight to Kuma, but he couldn't quite take the intercept mark, and it trickles over the boundary line for a throw-in where the ball was only seconds ago. Eaglehawk leading this one by a point, 12 minutes gone in the opening quarter, in front of a pretty good crowd here for the first qualifying final.
O'Shannessy looks like in a bit of trouble with his hand after that marking attempt. I hope it's not a dislocated finger. It looks in a lot of discomfort there.
Danahy grabs it out of the ruck for the Dogs, gives it by hand. Benaki getting involved also. Offering support will be Burke as the ball is over the boundary line. 70 from goal for the Borough.
Like Taylor Swift said, though, just shake it off.
Yes, I like it.
You can tell you have a young daughter.
Exactly. Now, if you're down at Gisborne and you're listening at home, the good news for you is that Gisborne are a lot better than this week than last week at the similar time. They'll win it there. Off half back, it was Dylan Johnson, who was quiet last week, gives it to a teammate, and the Dogs will work it to the outer side at the back of the pack. Florini couldn't get it, and we nearly just got a kick of the footies that nearly come into the box, and that's no mean feat from the box at the Sander,
Where did that come
at the QEO.
I'm not sure. Maybe the grandstand, or if someone's above us on the roof, I'm not sure.
Toby Trevelio, the St Kilda player, ex-Sandhurst player in front of us, might have been the one that kicked that one, I reckon. There, he's the one that ended up with the footy at one stage there, Johnny. So good to see some AFL representation supporting their junior club here this afternoon. Eaglehawk will send it inside forward 50. O'Shannessy again couldn't take the mark. It spills to the back. It's a chance if he can take it cleanly. It's going to spill to Deacon Marsh. Marsh handballs it through, and he might have been taken after he got rid of the footy, so he'll receive a free kick.
Yeah, lucky there. The Gisborne player just throwing his back. Look, he could have been, if he was clean, he could have had a 2-second shot on goal there, but he fumbled and... Anyway, it's man in front playing the ball.
Yeah, he almost tried to grab the ball behind his back as well. So, free kick to Deacon Marsh. He's 15 out, slightly to the left of goal. There's a punch on at the top of the forward 50. You keep an eye on that, Metro. As Marsh kicks the goal, and Eaglehawk get their second. They move to 2-2-14. Gisborne 1-1-7. Halfway through this opening quarter, score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder, Live 25, local fresh footy.
Yeah, it looks like Eaglehawk are probably just antagonising Gisborne a little bit, maybe reminding them of how they went last week and trying to put them off their game here.
Elijah Breverton there from Gisborne was not happy with how things are unfolding. I don't think there was anything too nasty in it, though, just a bit of spirit between the two sides.
Back in the middle, thanks Father Jackson Saunders at ground level. He'll be joining us tomorrow in the main call, where it will be another big game here at the QEO South. Bendigo taking on the Strathstorm. As the Dogs, they've won it out of the middle, and it's across half forward. It's on the outer side. A hurried kick inside forward 50, but the kick is poor going inboard, and it'll be Eaglehawk. Charlie Langford receives a handball. He'll get it out of the danger zone. Hits Clayton Holmes. I think Clayton Holmes initiated contact there, Mitro.
Absolutely. He's sucked the umpire in with that one, for sure.
Bretherton was standing his ground, and that was a good old-fashioned sucker job. As Clayton Holmes is inside forward 50. I don't like to see it, Mitro. How can we all see that, not the ump?
I think the umpire might have been a bit blindsided.
He was a little bit, yeah, and he did make it look very convincing. But he's a tough young man. He doesn't go down that easily.
You know what I always say? Don't guess. Do not guess. But Clayton Holmes, the wily character, and it's probably a just result as he gets a minor score on the board, which takes the Borough to 15. They lead Gisborne 7. Midway through this opening term, qualifying final, Bendigo Football Netball League.
Probably depends on whose side of the coin you're on to whether or not you agree with that, as there's a whistle off the ball here. So it looks like it's going to be a downfield free kick to Gisborne.
Yeah, it might be just that little bit of antagonising, might have just stepped over the line. So it might be a chance, you set the tone, just pull it back, don't give away the free kicks.
Isley's the one that is manning the mark, and Olive's the one that's going to receive the footy across half back. Ben Thompson and Jacob Murphy also having a little bit of push and shove there across the centre of the QEO. Keep an eye on that one. The 244's going at it. Plenty of spite in this game. They've chipped the short pass to Vescovi. Vescovi goes short, and he finds that man there in Murphy. Reserves League medal winner from last year, Jacob Murphy, kicks the ball down the line. Charging out and taking the mark on his chest here is Dennehy. Centre wing position here at the QEO poolside. He'll wheel it upwards. It's a kick that probably favoured Eaglehawk, but Vescovi comes with the fly to the footy, plucked the mark, sent it inside forward 50 and kicked it straight to Jack Donut. And Donut takes the intercept mark for Eaglehawk. He'll switch it across to Sam Thompson. And Sam Thompson can come even further across. Well, I thought he was going to go to O'Brien, but he went with a short pass, which just found Bennett, who will clear his way out, and eventually it gets its hands to O'Brien.
O'Brien on the left, plays on quickly. He'll go down the line. Setting himself was Dennehy. Then they've mopped up nicely here, the Dogs. Harry kick inboard, but it's ineffective. Now it's with the Borough. Turnover. Inside forward 50. Another turnover. And the umpires picked out a free kick to Clayton Holmes. Vescovi dropped a mark he should have taken anyway, but it didn't matter because it's going to go with the Borough, and Clayton Holmes has got another chance.
Yeah, just a good one-on-one there, I thought. Jack done what you see every day of the AFL, kept his opponent out of the marking contest, and for Vescovi to mark, but the umpires adjudicated it was unfair and unjust.
Clayton Holmes directly in front. Man on the mark stands at 28 metres to the Barnard Street end. Holmes, long, over the umpire's hats. And he turns to the crowd and punches the air, Clayton Holmes. So that extends the lead now to 3-3-21. Eaglehawk Gisborne 1-1-7 score. Sponsor Parsons Towing, Live 25, local fresh footy. We've gone 18 minutes.
Well, Holmes finding a bit of the footy there. That was his third attempt, and he's got one through, so he's got one on the board now to take the Borough to 3 goals.
Eaglehawk have a lot of support behind the goals too at the Barnard Street end, and the breeze has dropped significantly since the beginning of the game 18 minutes ago.
Father Jackson at ground level. Umpire holds the ball up. A little bit going on in the Gisborne bench. So you can tell that they're a little bit nervous, I reckon, at the moment. Isley gets it out of the middle, sends it inside forward 50, spills out the back. McGregor will track after it, couldn't take it. Gisborne will clear the kick out of defence, but it goes straight to the boundary line, and it's going to be a throw in, but it might have been one of those ones that we talk about all year, Johnny. It's not going to get paid here. We did see one get paid last week, though, actually, remember. Quarter-time score in the Heathcote District Footy League final. Mount Pleasant 3-5-23, leading North Bendigo 1-4-10. And in the reserves on the Loddon Valley, the full-time score, it was Bridgewater beating Serpentine by 2 points.
Across half forward, the Borough in attack to the Barnard Street end. Dominating just at the moment, goes inside forward 50 again. The Borough to the top of the square. O'Shannessy with the target. Kuma picked it up though well for the Borough. Looked inboard, ineffective. Turnover. Now it'll be the Dogs off half back into the middle. Aggressive kick. Too aggressive. The target was Luxmore. Couldn't hit him. Ball spills now in the direction of Kuma. Overruns the footy. Making a path there well was Hoare. But they've got it. They're sharing it around. Running through nicely was Donnet. Gives it off to a teammate, Goldwood, and it'll go towards O'Shannessy. Cleverly keeps it in. Reaper needs to kill it right in the teeth of goal. Talk about pressure. And Reaper looks like he's just twisted an ankle as that happens, and it's a minor score. 23 playing 7, 20 gone, opening turn.
They waste no time bringing the ball back in the Dogs. Short pass will work its way out of defence. Right in front of the Eaglehawk coaching bench, which is the grandstand side here at the QEO. The kick will go backwards from Werner. Werner goes backwards to Vescovi, who's had a stack of it in defence for Gisborne. Vescovi looks at the switch right across goal, finds a teammate who can get and go. It's with Elijah Britton. He'll wheel it down the line. Now they can look to try and set themselves here, the Dogs. 70 out from their opponent's goal. And they're just going to slow things down here. They'll eventually send a little kick up the line, which might work out. Benaki picks it up, gets in some space, sends it inside forward 50. Going back and trying to take it there. Dennehy was collected. Umpire said play on. It's going to be taken by Evans for Eaglehawk. He's cool, calm, and composed. Short pass finds Sammy Thompson. So Sam Thompson almost underneath the scoreboard here. Goes down the poolside wing. It's going to go right towards the boundary. Might have even floated out of bounds on the full. No, umpire right on the line says throw it in. Off hands might have been the final call. 22 plays 7 Eaglehawk as we approach quarter time in the first qualifying final on Live 25 Local Fresh Finals footy.
Dark clouds are emerging from the Ironbark area and some spits of rain in the last minute.
So the ball is thrown in. Gisborne just need to take possession and they can't. It was good, strong tackling by Brethren, and he has done pretty well this afternoon so far in this game, as it will be a ball up across half forward. Eaglehawk in attack to the Barnard Street end. Up they'll go in the ruck. Doing the ruck work is Olive for the Dogs. There's a whistle. Might be a free kick going the way of the Dogs. Vescovi. He was very good last time. Well, a couple of games ago we saw him down at Gisborne. He won our Bendigo City Framers Sponsor Award, which is up for grabs. $100 this afternoon again. So it'll be James Gray with a footy for the Dogs. He goes short. Spots up a target in Benaki. Benaki now on defensive halfback. He goes long and wide, one-on-one. His target was McKenna. Comes off hands. We'll have a ball in across half forward. Dogs in attack.
Not a bad option. Better than what they have been. Their forward 50 entry's been pretty poor lately. So at least a one-on-one gives them an opportunity.
Certainly darkening here at the QEO. The trees are swirling in the background here. Throw in. Isley got the body work to the front, couldn't quite take it. Spills to ground, charging through for Gisborne there was James Gray, who's been busy as well this afternoon. We'll go another ball up. Isley wins it down nicely in the direction of a teammate there in Budrick, who was taken straight away. No prior, says the umpire. Pressure from Gisborne, though, has been pretty good. Not allowing a lot of movement from Eaglehawk. Isley jumps over the top of Olive and knocks it down, but straight to McKenna. McKenna a clear throw. Whistle advantage. Inside forward 50 go the Dogs. Luxmore couldn't quite take the mark. It spills the ground. Eaglehawk will handball it towards the boundary line where Hanley will take it over. And we'll have a boundary throw in underneath the scoreboard. 15-point lead to Eaglehawk as we approach quarter time in the qualifying final.
It sounds like a broken record here, but that was just another poor entry under no pressure for Gisborne there. They need to tidy that up if they want to get into this game.
They are in attack. They have got one on the board. They're 1-1-7. They trail 3-4-22. As they'll share it around in the forward half and try to make a path. They can't. Sam Thompson emerges with the footy. Handballs it over his head and it goes out of bounds and we'll have a ball in. 60 from home. Outer side, the swimming pool side. Eaglehawk just in control of this one at the moment. As the umpire will throw it in. Doing the ruck work will be Olive for the Dogs. He's a tall young man. As it spills in the direction of Thompson, gives up to Butterick. Butterick's kick is smothered and it spills wide. James Gray did well tackling for the Dogs. In fact, he might get a free kick for one too high. He was the receiver of it. So the young player that played interleague this year in the under-19s, Gray for the Dogs. He's a good young player who go inside forward 50. Bravely underneath the footy for Eaglehawk was Bennett. Spills. Luxmore was in the area. So was, in fact, Werner. And we'll have a ball up, and it was good, strong play by Jonty Neves.
One of them been captain of that under-19 side, I reckon, James Gray for the Bendigo League this year, Johnny. Terrific player. Dennehy goes up in the ruck for Gisborne, wins it down. Gray on cue, picked it up, couldn't quite get the handball. Hanley threw it out of there. Umpire clearly seen that one. And it will be a free kick which will go to Dennehy. It's Zach Dennehy who plays on with a short pass, and the mark is taken here by Matthew Merritt, who's improved the distance by about 5 metres, but the accuracy is not much different, I wouldn't think. He's slightly in line with that left-hand goalpost here. But he'll kick from about 40 metres when he releases the footy.
Must have much confidence in his kicking ability to pass off there.
Yeah, it was a late withdrawal last week, Dennehy, but Merritt comes in on the right, sends it goalwards. It's a real helicopter-looking ball, but it floats its way through for a goal. So Merritt kicks the second of the day for Gisborne, and they get themselves right back in the contest. 2-1-13, playing 3-4-22. Eaglehawk leading as we approach quarter time. Score sponsor Parsons Towings in Castlemaine. Live 25 local fresh footy.
We had your Thomas Bennett there from Eaglehawk. Probably dropped an uncontested mark. The ball will come to ground, and Gisborne's ability to apply a bit of pressure at ground level, tackle and keep the ball in, gave them an opportunity to get that goal.
And that was a much-needed goal. Their first goal in 17 minutes since Luxmore goal at the 8-minute mark.
Back in the middle will go. Jonty Neves in the ruck for Eaglehawk. He thumped it forward, did well in the ruck, and it will be a whistle on play. Free kick will go the way of Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson's got a teammate running sideways. Gives it to him inside forward 50. Coomer was the target. Couldn't quite hang on to a chest mark. They'll mop up here. The Dogs off half back. Down the line, broadcast side, 1-on-1. McKenna hands on footy for the Dogs. Couldn't grab it. Ball spills toward the boundary line. Sam Thompson battling hard. Sees it over. Also for the Dogs doing well. Campbell Johns, and we'll have a ball in.
Right in front of us here, broadcast position, grandstand side of the QEO. Looks like Neves going into the ruck now for Eaglehawk. Got first punch to it. Thompson went through. That was Jack who handballed off. Budrick sends the kick up towards centre forward. But Vescovi's been everywhere for Gisborne so far. He's definitely a contender for that Bendigo City Framers Best on Ground Sponsors Award. He gets a little bit of a lead presented to him here by, excuse me, Pat McKenna.
You're right.
Flogging me throat there. McKenna gets possession of the ball.
And he crossed his legs.
So McKenna will send a kick down the line. It's a beautiful looking kick, but it wasn't rewarded, and a mark dropped from Gisborne's Campbell Johns. It fell into the lap of Sam Thompson, but he was over the boundary line right in front of us, and he looks as if to say, sorry about that, but right in front of the coach, Rob Waters down there, he's like, no concerns for me. Go again next fella.
Just ran under the footy there leading up.
Right half forward. Ball is thrown in. The bloke below us from the commentary box just wiped the back of his neck as well, Cameron. As a free kick, incorrect disposal goes to James Gray of the Dogs. Plays on quickly. Inside forward 50. Luxmore, well, didn't even go anywhere near the target, and running with the flight of the footy. Might be Donnet with the footy. There's 3 hands in the air there as a coach, Mitro.
Oh, just this forward 50 kick. It's just killing him at the moment.
Donnet receives and kicks the ball out of defence, but it's a turnover. Intercept mark for Gisborne. They'll quickly send it inside forward 50, but it's another absolute shocking kick inside forward 50. The pen goes flying from Metro in our commentary box. Eaglehawk will work the handball backwards. It's in the hands of Aiden Hanley, but a free kick's been pulled, and it's going to go the way of the Dogs at centre-half forward, so a reprieve. James Gray gets it. He chips it into the pocket. It's a kick for Dennehy. Got it. McKenna, I should say. Mark paid, Mark not paid, Mark not paid. Might have just got hands to it there, did Dylan Hanley.
He double grabber there. I reckon he thought it might have touched the ground, but very close.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of was maybe Hanley got his fingers on it as well, but underneath the scoreboard we'll have a ball up. Free kick pulled out, going to go the way of Neves, who was being held by Dennehy in the ruck contest.
So, Dennehy just giving up a free kick to Neves. Neves, big-time performer in finals as well. He'll go long down the line, outer side, goes to the back of the pack. He hits up Jack Thompson. Geez, it carried a long way. Not sure if the wind got underneath it. Now he'll play on. Jack Thompson runs his measure. Then he'll go long and high. It'll go shallow inside forward 50. One-on-one. Holmes used his body well, but the ball spills. Billy Evans, handball over the top and didn't really look. Dennehy gets his hands on the footy. It's Jed. And at 49 metres from Eaglehawk's goal, we'll have a ball up. 29 playing 13. 30 minutes almost about to tick over in this opening term, live 25, local fresh footy.
Neves doing all the ruck work for Eaglehawk now. Olive got first hands to it in the ruck contest. Spills out to James Gray. He clears the kick, but it's going to float out of bounds on the full. So he's been getting a stack of the footy. Probably the one criticism of him, though, Metro, is his kicking efficiency probably hasn't been spectacular.
Yeah, just sometimes under pressure, but along with Vescovi, been very good for Gisborne.
Jack Donnet gets the ball back, and the father of the Dennehy boys was a bit reluctant to give the footy back to him, I reckon, there for a second. Inside forward 50, the kick goes. No mark taken. Someone you know very well, John, as Jed Dennehy then tried to clear the kick out of defence. Kick was smothered, went back again, threw it up, then just punched it out of there. Not sure that was a legal handball. Umpire says play on. Spills out to Bennett of Eaglehawk. He wheels one way, then the other. Found some space, chips it into the pocket. It'll favour Gisborne. Reaper knocked towards the boundary line. I think a free kick's been pulled out here. It's going to go to Paolo Kuma.
Deliberate.
Jackson Saunders, you're at ground level. Did you see what that one was for?
Well, it wasn't clear, but what did impress me was Jed Dennehy in defence for Gisborne. 3 efforts there defensively. He'll be really disappointed. Paolo Kuma, perhaps he was held on to. Anyway, he's a great kicker goal and a chance for the Borough to kick their fourth in the shadows of quarter time.
2 of those efforts, one of them was to throw the ball up in the air and then punch it not off his fist. I'm not sure that was a legal handball, Jackson, but we'll move on. Kuma will come in from 15 in from the boundary line, snap across the face, and he misses. Minus score to Eaglehawk. Scoreboard now moves to 23, Gisborne 13, as we're 31 minutes gone in this opening quarter. It's a long quarter. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25, local fresh finals footy.
Real let off there. That right on the knocker of quarter time, that would have been a huge goal for Eaglehawk.
It would have been. Ryan Burke will kick it in for the Dogs. He'll run, play on. He'll send it swimming pool side. A long left footer. They'll set themselves. He kicks it to a pack of players. Front position, couldn't quite grab it, was McKenna. And a whistle. It might be one for a hold. I'm not sure which way it's... No, in fact, the umpire is saying neither. I'm going to ball it up. Across half forward, right half forward. Borough in attack. Neves doing the ruck work for the Borough. Tries to make a path and can't. Ball spills to James Gray. Right on the siren. Puts it across the body on the left, but it won't matter. And that's the quarter time siren. 3-5-23, the Borough. They lead Eaglehawk 2-1-13.
Quarter time in the qualifying final here at the QEO. And there's also a quarter-time score in the Heathcote Footy League finals as well. Mount Pleasant did lead North Bendigo 3-5-23 to 1-4-10. So that is the first quarter in the book. So the first final of season 2025. Bendigo Football Netball League finals action on Live 25, local fresh footy.
It's driving through the heat and the pouring rain. It's the champ who can't be beat. It's our steadiest, greatest game. It's a game we all grew up with. Now you gotta help it grow.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kaiser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kaiser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Kaiser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. building strength with precision.
Let's take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 for round 16. Number 1, we're looking for a big grab here. Dylan Hanley from Eaglehawk. How good was that? Let's look at that again, you beauty. Number 2, it's another great grab here. Bode Stevens this time puts it on his head. Oh yeah. Number 3, Stephen Strabansia from South Bendigo had 11 goals on Saturday. He was gifted this one, but he still had to put it home. Great work. Number 4, Fergus Green was hard to stop on the weekend. He had 7 goals and you can't even catch him there. A lovely snap to thread that through. Number 5, some fancy footwork here. Benjamin Jardine from Castlemaine. Whoop! He's so elusive and he put it through. Great goal.
The Locksmith Store, 428 Hargrave Street, Bendigo. Right on the roundabout. Safe, secure and service guaranteed.
Here's the picture. Picture Up Plus and Bendigo City Framers are now one massive business offering you even greater opportunities. Enjoy the same fantastic staff and service that brings your innovative designs to life. You can frame your memories or explore other stunning artwork. Plus there's wall art, framing options and convenient parking right at the door. Fresh sponsor located at 88 Garsed Street, Bendigo on the corner of Arthur Street. Got the picture?
There are some big questions when it comes to mortgages. Fixed or variable rate? Could refinancing ease the pressure? Fresh sponsor Mortgage Choice Bendigo is here to help. Your local Mortgage Choice Bendigo broker compares rates from over 35 lenders and guides you through your options with expert advice. Visit us at the front of Strath Village or search Mortgage Choice Bendigo today. Take the stress out of your mortgage decisions and let's find the right solution for you.
Live Saturday afternoon local football. Only one station. Supporters know, coaches and players know, and you know. It's Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Second quarter sponsored by Lauku Flour Mills.
Doing it for our community. Local first. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Thanks to local footy sponsor, more live Bendigo football. And now it's time to fire up delicious Don Footy Franks. They're made for the footy. Is Don, is good.
Live 25 local fresh finals footy, and it is qualifying final day at the QEO. Day 1 of the 2025 Bendigo Football Netball League Final Series. Eaglehawk taking on Gisborne. Eaglehawk leading by 10 points. 3-5-23, Gisborne 2-1-13. The goal kickers in this game, Jack O'Shaughnessy, Clayton Holmes and Deacon Marsh for Eaglehawk, while for Gisborne, Harry Luxmore and Matthew Merritt. Better players on the contest so far for the Gisborne Bulldogs, Wayne Mitrovic.
Yeah, looking at them there today, I think even you could draw a line between both of them there. You got Zach Foscovy down back, even pushing forward at times, getting on the end of a couple, been very solid. And James Gray through the middle. As a younger player, he's very impressive with the amount of football that he's accumulating, but he's had 10 or 12 possessions. We can't make that stuff up because they're able to fact check us there during the week when they get the results. But then, and up forward, I think Harry Luxmore's the man providing an option up forward for them.
Jackson Saunders down at ground level. You've been in the Gisborne huddle. What's the wording going on down there?
I have in the Eaglehawk huddle too. So Rob Waters, Gisborne's coach, spoke to his boys for much longer, probably 90 seconds longer than the Eaglehawk troops were together. He really wants them to take the game on in his second term as the Gisborne coach, Rob Waters. He spoke to players individually, very quietly. It's very hard to pick up what he says. Travis Matheson, on the other hand, for Eaglehawk, he said that they had 12 to 7 inside 50s in that first term. He's really happy with that. He wants them to increase urgency going forward, to push their scoring, more and more. Another interesting observation, Eaglehawk 3 times the amount of supporters around their huddle. Obviously, they do have the advantage, though, of being a suburb of Bendigo.
Thanks, Jackson Saunders. Quarter time in the North Central Footy League. Thanks to Wayne Smith. Calder United, fast start for them. 5 straight 30, leading Birchip. Watch 1 behind the second quarter from the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Here's John Hunter.
Isley goes into the ruck now for Eaglehawk, and he'll win it on this occasion. Ball spills to the outer side. Kuma overruns the footy, couldn't quite grab it. We've got a whistle. And he probably blew it a little bit early because the ball did emerge just as the umpire blew it, but we'll call it back and have a restart.
Isley probably getting on top in the ruck, I would say, at the moment.
Yeah, he's been good, and he gives you that X factor as well. He can go up forward. As the umpire will restart here again at the home of country football in this qualifying final. Live 25 local fresh footy. The umpire just waiting for James Gray to do his boot up. Just throw it away, son, and let the umpire do his work.
Is that the thing? Do you wait? That's not the game's issue, is it?
No,
Just
it's
play
not.
on.
Yeah, it's play on. Get out of the way, son. That's what you should be doing. As they'll win it here, Eaglehawk doing well was Ty Evans. Turns around and comes inside forward 50 shallow. Dennehy running off half back. Did nicely. That was Jed. Jed to half forward. Ground level. Jonty Neves battling hard. Puts it in the direction of Mullen. Ball still at ground level. Umpire letting it go on 50 now. And eventually a free kick. It will go the way of the Borough.
Too high.
A little bit donut across half back. Liked his game so far, young Jack Donnet.
Yeah, been good down there.
Slow things up before sending a kick directly down the line. Fell short of its intended target. Isley got there. Handball backwards from the Dogs. James Gray gave it off. Handball there to Merritt. Merritt then gave it back to Gray. Paddles in front of himself. Collected it cleanly. Fed the handball over the top. Naki inside forward 50. Good build up this from the Dogs. No mark taken. Kick inside defence. Well, forward 50 has probably been their Achilles heel so far today, and that was no exception there after a good passage build up. Hard up against the boundary line. Eventually the ball's got to go over the boundary line, and it does. Right hand forward pocket. We've got to throw in.
So the Dogs trail by 10 points. 2 minutes in to this second term of the qualifying final. Up they'll go in the ruck. It'll be Isley against Dennehy. Dennehy, that is Zach, wins the tap, but tapped it straight to Jonty Neves of the Borough. Hurriedly puts it on the left. Running with the fly to the footy was Ryan Burke for the Dogs. Looks inboard and gets 50. Didn't see what it was for, Mitro.
No, there's a bit more push and shove going behind the ball that caught my attention, so I actually missed what happened at the play. It's a trap for young players. You need to watch the ball more, John.
Yes, as well, you'd write this one on the book, wouldn't you? You'd have to, as they're taking their time getting things happening.
I've seen people miss from closer.
Let's see what he does with the footy. And
Johnny.
Burke.
Johnny.
Wowee.
Harry Burke.
Ryan
Gee whiz. Harry, you know, you wouldn't even know who Harry Burke
He
is.
plays for Golden Square, not Gisborne. Wrong Bulldogs.
They needed that goal, early goal, to stay in this contest and get some momentum. That's a huge miss there for Gisborne.
23 playing 14.
To be fair, they do play for the Bulldogs, John.
They do.
Donnet brings the kick in defence for Eaglehawk. That was a commentator's curse if I've ever heard one here. Eaglehawk will get possession, though, back. They'll handball it out. Spilling it Neves to Holmes, and Holmes has got the runner. Inside forward 50 they go. Should fall nicely for Kuma. He just couldn't quite keep it to his advantage. The pressure comes from Evans of the Dogs to force a boundary throw in. Underneath the scoreboard.
Got over the back of the pack there. Kuma actually, he read the fly to the ball and knew it was coming out the back. Just couldn't quite gather it before the line.
It was good transition play footy from one end of the ground to the other. Now they've got a stoppage inside forward 50. Holmes has been taken out of the ruck. A block is the call. He went to ground. And, well, Pat Trotter not very happy with the decision. But Holmes, it might have been another one of those ones that he just made sure the umpire seen it, I reckon. But Clayton Holmes will have the opportunity to line up for his second. He's kicked 1 goal, 2 so far in this game. 30 metres out. Almost directly in front, slightly to the left of goal. Not quite a 45-degree angle. But close enough too. So Holmes will come in for his second. And the first goal of the second quarter, you can tell by his celebration, and he gives a big punch to the air. He's got 2, the Borough have got their 4th. And they now lead this game a little bit more at the QEO. The first goal of the second quarter goes the way of Eaglehawk. They move to 4-5-29. Gisborne 2-2, 14, 5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Score sponsor is Aussie Disposals on Live 25, local fresh footy.
Yeah, well, the whistle's gone a few times today and let the players spinning their heads around to see which way the call was going to go. And Eaglehawk capitalised on that one when Gizzy missed one from the goal square at the other end.
Back in the middle, restart. Isley doing the ruck work. We'll have a secondary stoppage here.
Breeze is picking up again too, significantly favouring the Barnard Street end at the moment.
Butterick is in the middle for Eaglehawk now. Doing the ruck work was Olive for the Dogs, but it's all the Borough turnover. Gave it away and gave it straight to Jacob Murphy, who spreads it wide as it bounces towards the boundary line. Donnett's pleading for a free kick for insufficient intent and won't get it.
I've been pleading for them all year.
Yeah, with the breeze going to the Barnard Street end, the ball gets trapped over in this pocket a lot. So if you're kicking to that end now with Gizzy, they need to get it over this side of the ground.
Olive wins the tap for the Dogs. McKenna at ground level gives support. Evans pleads for a free kick as well for the Borough, and he won't get it. And we'll do it all again. Restart. 29 playing 14. The Borough lead. 6 minutes gone, second term.
I will repeat that for a third time as the ball just goes up and goes straight back down. So another ball up.
Yeah, it hasn't opened up yet, has it?
Yeah, Vescovi issuing the troops down there. Olive just went up. He grabbed it straight out of the ruck. Isley tackled him straight away. And in the old days, that was holding the ball every day of the week. But that's just not a rule that doesn't seem to exist anymore. You can grab the ball out of the ruck. Once upon a time, you couldn't. We'll ball it up again. The ruckmen have gone to ground again. And we're going to get another ball up. What is going on out there, Father Jackson?
Good question. I don't have an answer for you.
There you go. That's why we pay him the big bucks on special comments down there on the boundary. Father Jackson will ball it up again. Knocked down. Evans will try and emerge with the footy. Thrown off it there was Budrick. Umpire said play on. Evans did work out with it. Got a 1-2. Ben Thompson eventually was able to get a little dribbling kick towards Jack Thompson. Evans got it back from Jack Thompson, then went inboard to Isley. Isley to Sam Thompson. This is better for Eaglehawk. Down towards Holmes. He was shoved by Reaper. Umpire said play on. Ball hits the ground. We'll have a ball up on the top of 50. And I reckon he might have got 2 free kicks. He tried to get a third one there, did Clayton Holmes, but the umpire wasn't having it that time, Wayne Mitrovic.
No, he wasn't, but Eaglehawk are putting Gisborne under a lot of pressure.
In the forward zone now for Eaglehawk. Won by Merritt, though, of the Dogs. He goes round the body. Didn't look. Done it. Running with the flight of the ball, then collected. Did well. He showed composure. It's a poor kick, though. Overrunning the footy, though. It was then Sam Thompson getting involved. Gives it to his brother, Jack Thompson. He goes inside forward 50. O'Shaughnessy was the target. Used his body to offend his Dogs' counterpart. Thompson ground level again. Then Janahy soccers the ball forward. It was a toe poke. Further afield now. It was O'Shaughnessy with another soccer ball and puts it out of bounds on the full and right hard up against the point post. Jack Reaper with a free kick.
Yeah, Shannassy's always looking to do the flary and exciting stuff.
So the short pass is good. Finds Benaki, who will emerge with the footy. Down the line finds Lockie Evans. Evans can go with the short pass over the top to Campbell Johns. So this is better from the Dogs. Campbell Johns gives it back to Evans running past. The Rising Star nomination during the week and a kick that goes out of bounds on the full from Evans. Turnover, free kick. It'll be in the hands of Jonty Neves.
The perceived pressure there of Kai and Barrel Grinton was fantastic from Eaglehawk. Helped to put the kick off balance and out on the full it went.
Neves will wheel it up towards centre half forward. O'Shaughnessy got a massive fly. And he's going to receive a free... No, he's actually given away the free kick. Yeah, I think it might have been a bit unrealistic. So Matt Merritt receives the free kick across defence for the Dogs. He can go short to Vescovi if he wants. And that's exactly what he does, Johnny Hunter.
He does. He comes towards the boundary line and Vescovi stands 2 metres in from the boundary line. Right below us, commentary position. Half back. Inboard. Safe. Hits Murphy. Murphy the Dogs. Turns and goes, more aggressive now. He'll look corridor. It finds teammate in Johnson. It was a good kick. Just forward of centre now, Johnson to the Barnard Street end. Goes on the left. He goes inside forward 50 and uncontested. And it is a Dogs mark. That was, he had time and space. And a mark's been taken to Merritt and he'll line them up pretty much directly in front.
Oh, ball moving from Gisborne then. We didn't see this last week. That would have been long down the line. Straight into the Sandhurst hands. This time, Vescovi, inboard, 15-metre kick. Then they went in again into the square.
it took a risk, but it's opened up the play and gave him opportunity.
Merritt now. Oh, he's made it work, but I reckon it's true. It is. So a much-needed goal. It's a 9-point margin now. That is his second goal of the afternoon. It takes it to Gisborne at 3-2-20. They trail 4-5-25. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25 local fresh footy.
Prior to that Matthew Merritt goal, there had been only one goal kicked by Eaglehawk in the preceding 10 minutes and a behind for Gisborne. So quite low scoring so far in this term. A goal to Eaglehawk and 1-1 added to the score for the Dogs in this second term so far.
Father Jackson at ground level. All up from the umpire there. Dennehy goes in the ruck, knocks it down in the path to Benaki. Couldn't quite take it. Spills to Eaglehawk there, trying to emerge with the footy there. Was Hall, was able to get away from the tackle. Handball backwards to Donnet. Donnet sends it to Bennett. Bennett spilt the beans. Bennett spills, but he was able to go again. Hall got it, threw his way out of there. It was a throw, but he might have gone collected high before he threw it out of there. So a free kick will go to Hall. I haven't called his name too many times in this game. Very classy player. Ben Thompson presents and the kick just goes straight over his head. Intercept mark Dennehy. Quick handball off to the runner. The runner was Werner. Werner's kick not great either. It's going to come back to where it came. And we'll repeat a stoppage. Rather disappointing for both sides there. They both had a chance to break and they were unable to do so, Metro.
Yeah, just lost their footing, a couple of them. The ground's in good nick, but there's one little bit of a muddy patch they found.
9-point margin. The Borough lead. 11 minutes gone, second term stoppage again.
Yeah, definitely this wing on the grandstand side's looking a little more chopped up than the rest of the ground, isn't it?
Well, look, for the conditions we've had, the rain, it's actually in really good nick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I walked out there pre-game and it just is that little bit of sogginess underfoot as we're having troubles getting out of here again. Can't make a path, it's Werner. In fact, free kick is given away. Is it for a hold on the footy?
Holding the ball.
Pretty tough in these conditions, but the Borough get the free kick as they'll move it inside forward 50, shallow. Clayton Holmes, one-on-one in front of Reaper, took a strong contested mark. Clayton Holmes like his chances now, he's settling down.
Well, it's on in the pocket.
Oh, they're going at it, Metro.
They are. Nice old-fashioned, just one-on-one. Oh, and he's given it to Eaglehawk.
Coomer and Dylan Johnston by the looks.
It was, yeah. Pala Coomer and Dylan Johnston, they were not happy with each other, and I'm thinking there may be a 50-metre penalty here too. No, it's downfield free kick to Pala Coomer.
This is a frustration as a player. Coomer's dropped the Gisborne player, so the Gisborne weren't happy with it and come in to remonstrate, and it was just a one-on-one fair wrestle in either way, and somehow they've come out with an Eaglehawk free kick.
You'd probably rather Clayton Holmes with the set shot from this position than Coomer based on his last set shot, wouldn't you?
We're about to find out here.
Coomer will get a good look at it. We're over his right shoulder. He just did a bit of a skip as he approached, and it starts left, a long way left. In fact, it's still in the field of play, and a whistle on play, and it will be a free kick. And it goes the way of the Dogs, and it's in the hands of Vescovi again. He's in super form again this afternoon again.
Like O'Shaughnessy just shoved him straight in the back there, so free kick. I think that can see why Holmes wasn't too keen to give up the footy on that last one. He was trying to claim the downfield and walk it to have the set shot himself.
Coomer's field kicking has been elite, but that set shot there, not even in QE.
Gisborne have got it underneath the scoreboard. They'll wheel it down the poolside wing here at the QEO. O'Brien came up, tried to take the mark. Hanley tried to claim it, not paid. Both of those players both had hands on it. Umpire across his arm says, I'll ball it up. Matt Merritt's going to go up in the ruck here against Isley. Isley just grabbed it and then booted it inside forward 50. The kick was a bit shallow to Coomer. Couldn't quite take it. Second effort was good. Overran the footy did Murphy. It spills backwards. Benaki's got to go in a one-on-one contest with Hall. It works out for Eaglehawk. Hall couldn't get there. Reaper clears the kick out of defence, but straight to Ben Thompson. It was an old-fashioned no-look kick. He had the centering option to Coomer. And I wonder if he looked at the last set shot and goes, I might be a little bit more chance of kicking this one myself. So Ben Thompson will line him up from underneath the scoreboard. 15 in from the boundary for their second goal of the quarter and Eaglehawks' fifth to increase the lead to 15 points. Ben Thompson comes in on the right, goes goalwards, does not miss. Big goal Eaglehawk, leads 15 points. 15 gone, second quarter. Score sponsor is Bendigo City Framers, Live 25 local fresh footy.
Yeah, very nice finish there after the previous shot we've seen, but Reaper there just panicked a little bit, stand on the boot. Really, if you're trying to clear it out of your defensive 50, you probably want a bit more purchase because it's a real 50-50. Just lands in the opposition's hands. But if you're going to do that, make a mark at 50 or 60 metres out, not 30 out.
That's the first goal in 10 minutes too for Eaglehawk since Clayton Holmes' goal at the 5-minute mark.
Back in the middle. We'll get things underway again. Isley's having a little bit of an influence now, both in the ruck and around the ground. He taps it to his feet, but a pack forms. James Gray couldn't get out, and we'll have another ball up. Just marginally forward of centre this time for Eaglehawk, kicking to the city end. Isley punches at 35 metres, and it goes to forward 50 as they all dive in on top of the footy. And it might be a free kick at ground level to Minns, is it? No. It's another stoppage.
We're starting to see the impact now of that the ruck work.
Ball up, Ben Thompson will track after it, then he's taken high in the tackle by Gray. So a free kick. And there's a little bit of remonstration, Eaglehawk. They have to be careful not to overturn this decision here. There is a bit of feeling in this game, Wayne Mitrovic.
There is. Now, I'll circle back to that ruck work. So they put Matt Merritt into the ruck. I don't think Matt Merritt would have ever rucked in his life. He's kicked 2 goals for them and is dangerous around as a running player. So now we're starting to see the impact of having 2 ruckmen out of the fold.
So Ben Thompson, 2 goals in a row from him underneath the scoreboard, similar position, and he's just not made good contact with that all. Sorry, Metro. It was a bit of a helicopter kick and goes through for a minor score. 16-point lead, Eaglehawk.
The ball's not getting down the other end there. We'll chuck Luxmore or someone in with a bit of size and give them an opportunity now.
Burke with a restart, kicks it beyond 50 to the broadcast side. Sweeping on the footy was Murphy for the Dogs, but he's all tied up. We'll have a ball up right in front of us, broadcast side. Right half forward. Ball up just inside the boundary line, right in front of the coach's dugout here for the Dogs. I reckon we'll get another stoppage here, but a hold, and it'll be an Eaglehawk free. It'll go the way of Jack Thompson. What happened there, Metro?
I think just this little niggle's continuing on as we see Gisborne player get thrown to the side in the marking contest.
Thompson has sent it straight to the top of the goal square. No mark taken. Trapping towards the boundary line. They'll see it through for a minor score. Increases to 17 points.
So as we see bodies fly everywhere, sometimes there's a free kick and sometimes there's not.
Vescovi plays on quickly from the kick in from fullback and kicked it to Werner. Werner in the back pocket will go aggressively to Benaki.
And he does. Benaki plays on, then probably regretted the decision, had to come backwards and then just send a kick down the pool side wing, the grandstand side wing, I should say. Johnson flew for the footy, couldn't take it, spilt to the back. Handball to Langford, which came from Hanley. Langford sends it inside forward 50. O'Shaughnessy got a fly to it. Ball spills to the goal square, and Coomer gives away a free kick for a hold. So the free kick to the Dogs will be Ryan Burke, and that should be 50. Why is that not 50? O'Shaughnessy's just thrown the ball back to Burke and completely missed him.
I could say
that has to be 50,
maybe the Gisborne player didn't actually move to make an attempt to grab the ball, but he probably doesn't need to, does he?
No, I've seen a lot less paid 50 than that. So Burke plays on, sends the kick down the line. Jed Dennehy flew up, couldn't quite take the mark. Spills out, though. Trying to track his way through. Joel Mullen was held up in the tackle. We'll have a repeat ball up. 60 out from goal. Eaglehawk in attack. They're leading this quarter, and they lead the game by 17 points.
Isley, he'll go up against Zach Dennehy. Probably wins the tap, then doubles it up with a double fister. But they can't emerge with it here, Dogs. Benaki, good strong tackling. And we'll have a ball up again, right in front of us. The bottom of the pack. Getting up also was Aidan Hanley, who's good. Ball up, spills there now to the Dogs through Werner. Werner kicks at the wing, but caught a turnover. Kicked it straight for Langford. Langford inside forward 50. Reaper with a fist for the Dogs. Did well. Danger territory. Hurried kick out. James Gray took a mark. Didn't go the required distance, I don't think. Or it might have been touched off the boot, but the umpire called it straight from the kick, so there must have been something there, Metro.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know which one it was, but he's definitely made one of the calls. But Gray probably did well there just to hold it up.
Dennehy goes in the ruck against Isley. They bang knees, and neither ruckman really got a first look at it. Spills to the ground. Ben Thompson have to be careful. He almost dragged that one back in. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt for a repeat ball up.
A lot of players around the football here.
Yeah, every player in this half of the ground here at the QEO. Isley tries to find his way through. Fended off the first tackle. Just got boot to ball. Coomer tried to take the mark. Not paid. Got first hands to it. Ended up into the Gisborne players' hands. And I think they both had good contact on it. It was Ryan Burke for the Dogs. So fair decision to ball it up. Inside forward here. Looks like Dennehy gone up in the ruck against Holmes. It spills down to ground. Evans emerges with it. Handball over the top to Murphy. Couldn't quite. Knocked it back rather cleverly, though, in the Evans direction. That was Evans. He was being tracked by Billy Evans of Eaglehawk. It's an Evans-a-thon out there at the moment. It spills out. It'll be a kick towards the top of the goal square from Eaglehawk. Jack Thompson caught between two. Dead Dennehy couldn't take the mark. Ryan Burke knocks it backwards to Gray. Overran the footy to Gray, which invited Hall to come through. Couldn't quite find a way through to Kyan Burrell-Gridson. Rather dangerous there, and we'll get a ball up inside the goal square. That almost ended in disaster for the Dogs.
It looked like Gizzy were out there, and then he's overran the footy, and it was on again. But Eaglehawk just pressing here.
17-point margin. They lead the Borough right in the teeth of goal. Feigning a free kick there is Clayton Holmes. He won't get one on this occasion, but eventually we have a stoppage.
Half-time score in the Heathcote District Footy League. Mount Pleasant 4-8-32 leading North Bendigo 4-6-30.
Umpire balls it up. Holmes in the ruck for Eaglehawk. Can they capitalise? Offering support was Butter. It can't get clear. A lot of players around this footy. Umpire's trying to let it out. Won't get there. Ball up. Stoppage. 17-point margin. The Borough, they lead into time on in this second term. Live 25 local fresh footy.
It's been a very stoppage-heavy second quarter here at the QEO. Burke was the possession. He manages to... No, he did not. Thought he might have just kept it alive, but he's paddled it over the boundary line. For a throw in. Right-hand forward pocket. Eaglehawk in attack. They lead it by 17 points. 20 minutes just ticked over into the second quarter. Qualifying final day in the Bendigo Footy League. Throw in. Clayton Holmes will come from behind and knock it down in front of Dead Dennehy. Spills out. Evans emerged with the footy. Gave it off to Budrick. Budrick's kick was partially smothered. And we'll have a repeat ball up inside forward 50.
Yeah, we can't get Cleary. Just so many players around the football here. Windy conditions, contested final stuff.
Holmes v Dennehy in the ruck battle. Holmes tried to take it out of the ruck, just spilt it at the last second, but he recovered nicely. Handball backwards to O'Brien. O'Brien gave the handball straight to the runner running past there. That was Florini. Gisborne will send it down the wing. They'll track after it through Kane Minns. Overran the footy, which invited Eaglehawk back into it. It's Hanley in there. He's able to get up, give it off to Hoare. Hawes' handball just missed its intended target. Put O'Brien under all sorts of pressure, and we'll have a ball. No, Minns has done well to force it out of there. Spills backwards though. Turnover. Inside forward 50. The kick will come. It'll go high. Reaper knocks the ball to ground. Dennehy overran it. Picked up from Eaglehawk. Handball backwards. Evans tries to emerge his way through. He gives it off to McGregor. McGregor's caught holding the ball. Tried to do a little bit too much and then dropped possession once he was tackled. We'll have a ball or a free kick to the Dogs.
The Eaglehawk just holding onto the footy a few times there. They didn't get away with that one.
Kick comes effectively to Florini. He turns and goes. Overrun the footy there was Luxmore. Couldn't win it, but the Eaglehawk do. Through Langford, kicks it long and another turnover to Reaper. So Reaper in the back half for the Dogs. Spreads it wide. Right in front of us, broadcast side. Trotter with the footy. Short pass, just goes barely the required distance. Hits Werner.
Third umpire wanted to see that one.
Yeah, well, if it was the required distance, it was only by a fingernail. As Werner down the line, that's a better, longer kick and goes off hands to the back of the pack. Across half forward, Dogs in attack, ball in.
Gisborne player coming off right in front of you there. Jackson looks like to be in a little bit of distress.
Ryan Burke looking a bit proppy. My instinct says he'll be okay, just needs to walk it out. But when he came off initially, he was hands over haunches and in a bit of discomfort, but he seems to be better as he strides towards a rest.
So the trainers go straight to him. Boundary from throw in. Zach Dennehy. O'Shaughnessy was the one that paddled it forward. A little bit of volleyball style work there. They work it out to Tom Bennett. Bennett just sends a barrel straight down the middle of the QEO. Evans couldn't take the mark, was being held on to. Umpire said play on. Heard the call again, play on. Gisborne eventually work it out here. They've got a chance here. It comes from Patrick Trotter. One of two changes into the Gisborne lineup today, inside forward 50. Mullen back there for Eaglehawk. Will take it over the boundary line. 50 out from goal.
Well, Gizzy need to stay in touch here while it's in there forward 50 there. We need to score.
They really need the next one, you feel, the Gisborne Bulldogs, just to go into half-time, a little bit of something. For the boundary umpire to throw the ball into play here. Jonty Neves has gone into the ruck. He was able to knock it down. Spills out. It's going to go towards the boundary line. Mullen takes it, and he'll be taken over the boundary line by the tackle from Jacob Murphy. We'll have another boundary throw in.
So the umpire will throw it in. 17-point margin. It's across half forward, broadcast side. Can hear the crowd getting involved in the background through the effects mic. Neves in the ruck, probably won it. The Dogs, Murphy did well. He's been pretty good this afternoon, but Eaglehawk will rebound off halfback. Donnet receiving a handball, a scrubbing ball inside, well, to half forward to Thompson. Made him work. Two players ran into each other for the Borough. The Dogs are screaming for a free kick and won't get it. And halfway between the centre and half forward, we'll have a ball up. No talk out there, Metro?
No, it's pretty quiet. It's just sort of petering a bit here. Someone needs to step the game up.
That's a bit of frustration going from the Gisborne bench in front of us. Benaki emerges with the footy. He'll kick out wide. No mark taken, but tracking after it. There'll be McKenna. Kept his feet. Wheeled around on the right. Sent it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Going back with possession. Tom Bennett. How did he get rid of it? Umpire said play on it. Comes to Mullen. Mullen handball over the top. Back to Tommy Bennett. Bennett's kick was nice, and it finds its way into the hands of Kyan Burrell Gritton. Starting to come into the game a little bit here is Burrell Gritton. Centre wing position. Pull side. Will come inboard where he'll find a teammate.
Langford with a footy now. Charlie Langford, good player defensively for the Borough. Just weighs up his option, then he sends a 60-metre ball, sends it wide. Neves was the target, but comes off hands. And over the boundary line it goes, and we'll have a ball in. 70 from the goal that Eaglehawk attack. They lead by 17 points. Gisborne a lot more competitive this afternoon. As the umpire will throw it in. Dennehy will do the ruck work against Neves. So Zach Dennehy doing a little bit of ruck work this afternoon for the Dogs. Of course, Braden Blake is out. Billy Evans with a don't argue for the Borough as he sends the ball inside forward 50. Target was McGregor. Couldn't find him, and it was a good, strong, contested mark, and it went to Bretherton.
Bretherton takes the mark. He'll swing the kick out wide in the hands of Gisborne.
Merritt, possibly?
Yeah, Matt Merritt that's got possession there, almost underneath the scoreboard. He'll send it down the pull side wing. No mark taken, spills to the back for Eaglehawk. Bennett emerges with the footy, can come central, he does, to Donnet. Donnet's got some space. Coming off the bench there was Werner, who came to close down the mark. But it's still in the hands of Bennett. Donnet came from Bennett. Umpire giving him an eternity to get rid of it, and then he's forced to go. Gray went at him, but he was able to step around him. Donnet, he'll send it down towards Clayton Holmes in a one-on-one with Reaper. Could have marked it, went to double fister out of there. Spills out for Eaglehawk. It comes to Sam Thompson. He grabs it, just wheels it up. Clayton Holmes is going to get a fly at it. Didn't mark it, just tried to knock it forward. He did just that, but it went straight to Reaper. Reaper short pass finds a teammate underneath our broadcast position. McKenna leads out and takes the mark in front of the coach, Rob Waters.
Kick came from Werner. He's getting some hands on his footy, Werner, for the Dogs. McKenna doesn't know where to quite go. He looked aggressive and then decided against it. Went down the line. They'll set themselves. 3 deep. Jonty Neves couldn't quite mark it. Swooped on by Sam Thompson. Kicks to Holmes. Holmes that don't argue. Gives it to Butterick, who probably slipped into the tackle but got one too high. So he didn't drop his knees. It was just a genuine mistake as the ball is spread wide to the wing. Now they'll look to build here, the Borough. Can they get one on the board before half-time? Might be Bennett with the footy. Halfway between centre wing, left half forward. Sun peaks its rays out from beneath the clouds. It's an ugly-looking ball inside forward 50. It's shallow. To the back of the pack, running onto the footy was Hoare. Couldn't get it. He's tackled strongly by a pack of Dogs. And we'll have a ball up. 40 from goal. Eaglehawk attack. They lead by 17. 28 minutes gone. Second term, qualifying final, Live 25, local fresh footy.
First quarter went for 32 minutes, and it seems like there's been more stoppages in this quarter, so it might be a little bit longer. Free kick to Gisborne. So they'll get the ball in defence. They'll clear out. Hard lead presented and honoured. Luxmore been quiet since kicking the Dogs' first goal, and he overkicks the ball, but it might work out okay for the Dogs. They've got some space. James Gray should be able to collect. He's got time. He paddles it to himself, picks it up cleanly, has a bounce, run right into the goal square, and James Gray snaps the goal. A big goal for Gisborne and some momentum their way. 4-2-26 plays 5-7-37, a much-needed goal. And it's James Gray, the score sponsor. Don Smallgoods is good as we approach half-time.
Bailey Isley has been playing a kick behind play of recent minutes for Eaglehawk, as has Jack Reaper of Gisborne, and that is a much important goal there, Metro, as has been touched on by Cameron by Gray.
I definitely needed that. See, with all the dominance Eaglehawk, they haven't got the scoreboard pressure they probably like, and that's kept them there. But they're getting it over the back occasionally if they can get it forward.
Zach Dennehy in the ruck again against Isley. Probably a dead heat on that occasion. Benaki will win it for the Dogs, though. He'll go long. Inside forward 50. Dogs go again. McKenna's the target. And it was a little bit of a training drill as he ran onto it. And he marks it on the chest, but he's on a pretty tight angle.
Would have called those two names in concession quite regularly, I would have thought.
Oh, yeah, that was just stock standard. Sometimes it's wash, rinse, repeat. As he decides to give it up, he short passes to Merritt. It was an ineffective kick. Turnover to Neves. Neves are now with a Burra. He'll mop up. Siren sounds as he handed it to Butterick, which sees the half-time margin in a competitive game. The Burra 5-7-37. They lead Gisborne 4-2-26.
That would have got him within 5 points if he could have manufactured a goal there somewhere.
They came with a late flurry in that second quarter. What will the second half bring here at the QEO? Gisborne leading or trailing by 11 points. 5-7-37 to 4-2-26. A good game of footy. The second half to come on Live 25, local fresh footy.
Larky's new high-protein bread and specialty mixes are crafted to make healthy...
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Keyser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Keyser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Keyser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
Let's take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 for round 16. Number 1, we're looking for a big grab here. Dylan Hanley from Eaglehawk. How good was that? Let's look at that again, you beauty. Number 2, it's another great grab here. Bode Stevens this time puts it on his head. Oh yeah. Number 3, Stephen Strabance here from South Bendigo had 11 goals on Saturday. He was gifted this one, but he still had to put it home. Great work. Number 4, Fergus Green was hard to stop on the weekend. He had 7 goals and you can't even catch him there. A lovely snap to thread that through. Number 5, some fancy footwork here. Benjamin Jardine from Castlemaine. Whoop! He's so elusive and he put it through. Great goal.
Whether it's crafting bespoke 5-bedroom homes or breathing new life into cherished spaces with renovations and extensions, they're there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated team and a commitment to exceeding your expectations, Jason Westcott Builder is your partner in creating the home you've always envisioned. Visit them online with their galleries and begin your journey at Jason Westcott Builder.
Here's the picture. Picture Art Plus and Bendigo City Framers are now one massive business offering you even greater opportunities. Enjoy the same fantastic staff and service that brings your innovative designs to life. You can frame your memories or explore other stunning artwork. Plus there's wall art, framing options and convenient parking right at the door. Fresh sponsor located at 88 Garsed Street, Bendigo on the corner of Arthur Street. Got the picture?
Fire up for the footy with Don Footy Franks. Whether you're with family, friends or the matchday crew, nothing beats cheering on your team with a delicious Don Footy Frank in hand. Go straight down the middle with sauce and mustard or work it out wide with a bit of cheese and onion. Whatever you'll play, fresh and local sponsored Don Footy Franks are made for footy. Is Don is good.
Steve Barty Gas is your local supplier of household, LPG cylinders, forklift, industrial and hospitality gases. They refill or exchange barbecue and camping cylinders and have a range of lubricants and greases. Steve Barty is a local bloke and has serviced Castlemaine and surrounding districts for over 40 years. For great service and competitive prices, contact Fresh sponsor Steve and the team on 5472 1262 or info@stevebartygas.com.au. The Locksmith Store offers all your security solutions in the one place. Specialising in all your automotive needs, digital locks, safe sales, and on-site servicing, repairs and installation. Fresh FM sponsor The Locksmith Store installs locks for both commercial and residential clients, listens to the client's needs and delivers expert advice. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency service 7 days a week. The Locksmith Store, 428 Hargrave Street, Bendigo, right on the roundabout. Safe, secure and service guaranteed.
Fresh sponsor. The Car Keys Guy Bendigo makes lost car key replacements possible with quick solutions at a fraction of the price. If you have one key for your car and need a spare key, including Japanese, European, smart, remote keys, and lost keys, the Car Keys Guy can do the impossible and save you thousands on a key replacement without going to a dealer. The Car Keys Guy Bendigo makes solutions for all car keys possible. Go to carkeysguybendigo.com.au. Fresh FM sponsor.
Talk to Grant Benno and his local team at
NO Drafting and Design. Phone 5444 3315.
your local and looking at building a new home. Call
NO. Phone 5444 3315.
Thinking about things to do with your outdoor living area? Choose Penno's locally owned and operated business. The fact that Grant and his team has been operating for 21 years indicates they have the experience and commitment for any drafting or design requirement.
Fresh Bendigo weekend weather sponsored by Dunstones Brother Plumbing and Roofing, offering same-day service for emergencies like hot water replacements, blocked sewers and burst pipes. All work is guaranteed. Go online for details.
Cloudy for Bendigo over the weekend with overnight lows of 3 degrees and weekend tops of 11 and 14 degrees with possible showers Sunday. Melbourne's weekend forecast, partly cloudy. Overnight lows of 8 and 7 and tops over the weekend of 12 with 17 degrees Sunday. A possible shower Monday for Bendigo, down to 3 and a top of 15. A possible shower Tuesday, 3 low overnight and a high of 13 and cloudy Wednesday.
Contact our Fresh FM studios for more 80s and 90s. SMS 0493 143 829. We are keeping it fresh. Your local...
After local band Darkside's weekend song, we return with more live Bendigo football.
Half-time in the Bendigo Footy League qualifying final. It is Eaglehawk 5-7-37 to Gisborne 4-2-26. The Borough leading by 11 points. We've got some half-time scores going on across the region in all sorts of finals. North Central second semi-final. Calder United 8-1-49 to Birchip Watcham 2-2-14. We also got Loddon Valley and Heathcote Footy League scores as well coming through. Half-time Morong 10-6-66 leading Inglewood 6-7-43. It was Mount Pleasant by 2 points over North Bendigo at half-time in the Heathcote District Footy League. In the MCDFNL Hardcourt, 6-1 to Natty Bialaba, 6-3. So a 2-point lead to Natty Bialaba at half-time in that game. So plenty of scores coming from around the region. Thanks to everyone for sending those in. Father Jackson Saunders here at the QEO. I've just wandered down and grabbed something to eat and gone to the bathroom. And it's a pretty good crowd in here at the QEO. You're looking down behind. You can't see it from up here, but you look into the left-hand forward pocket where the old South Bendigo social rooms used to be. And that's a pretty healthy crowd down there.
It is very much so. I noticed you enjoying your hamburger too at the major break. And there's plenty of options for food today. There's a canteen, for instance, open under the scoreboard, which there isn't usually, and I think some barbecue options with the South Bendigo and Kangaroo Flat Football netball clubs on the swimming pool side, as well as the traditional canteen, obviously, in the Rifle Brigade pocket. So plenty of people here. I was saying hello to Bryce Kerno too at the major break, the Sandhurst coach. He was on the phone and has been sitting up in the grandstand with a number of the senior players from Sandhurst, closely observing what's happening today. It's still anyone's game. I know that Eaglehawk lead by 11 points and have had twice the amount of scoring shots, 12-6 up until half-time. But that second term was very even, 2 goals apiece. Clayton Holmes and Ben Thompson kicked one each for Eaglehawk in that second term, and Matthew Merritt and James Gray added one each also for the Dogs. So goal kickers to the major break for Eaglehawk. Clayton Holmes has kicked 2, and then one each to Jacko Shaughnessy, Deacon Marsh, and also Ben Thompson. And for Gisborne, Matthew Merritt is their only multiple goal scorer with the 2 goals. Harry Luxmore and James Gray with 1 each. So the conditions have been difficult, certainly on the boundary this afternoon. The wind was relentless at the beginning. Billy Evans quite literally looked at me and asked, which way should I kick? Because I threw up the grass 3 times within the space of 30 seconds, moments before the coin toss, and at 10-second intervals, the wind was different each time. So he elected to kick to the Barnard Street end. The wind has almost died.
Did you throw it straight up in the air, or did you
the
kind of
beginning.
throw it as far as you could, like you were throwing a cricket ball at one
No,
stage?
straight up in the air, and each time it was different. It was quite fascinating, really. There's been drizzle at times. So far, the rain has stayed away. I think it will for the rest of the day. There's been nothing on the weather app suggesting that there will be rain this afternoon either. So Gisborne have come out, as have Eaglehawk, and I'm looking forward to the second half.
How are you seeing the second half play out, Jackson?
I think it'll be pretty even, is my instinct, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a couple of goals, the difference at the end of the game. So it will be a matter of both sides making the most of their opportunities. I've really liked Jack Reaper too in defence for Gisborne. He seems to be a bit of a spiritual leader for the Bulldogs, and at quarter time, for instance, as the boys were headed into the huddle to hear from their coach Rob Waters, he was really up and about, and he was giving his teammates a bit of an X factor and a lift. So I think he is one who could help to turn the game for the Dogs. I know he's a defender, but he's a spiritual warrior, I suppose you'd say, and the 1%er, king at Gardner Reserve.
So 10 points the difference at quarter time, 11 points the difference at half time. Both of the way of Eaglehawk, but it's been pretty even, and I feel like Eaglehawk got on top, but then the last 5 minutes out last quarter is where Gisborne were able to bring it back. So first 5 minutes of this third quarter is really going to show, I think, who's going to be coming out the victor this afternoon. It's an important third quarter, and they call it the premiership quarter with reason.
They do very much so, and let's not forget the winner of today has the opportunity to play Sandhurst next weekend in the second semi-final and to advance straight to the grand final with a win next weekend if that was to be the case. So there is an enormous amount at stake. That would also give them the opportunity to have a week's rest at the preliminary final weekend.
Plenty to come here in the second half. Father Jackson Saunders down at ground level. He'll be joining us tomorrow as well, heading up the call between Strathfield Say and South Bendigo. South Bendigo 0-2 on the day today with their under-18s and reserves both losing. So they'll be keen to get a victory on the board tomorrow. Wayne Mitrovic, who wins this second half and why?
I felt like Eaglehawk controlled majority of that quarter and didn't get much to show for it. I'm going to go, I'm sticking with me early tip before the game with the Eaglehawk. I just think they've got more hunger in the contested ball because pressured game of finals, you get more contested footy and the wind's contributing to more congestion, and I just think that they've got the ascendancy in that area, and I can't see the conditions changing, so I'm going to stick with Eaglehawk.
Qualifying final for the second half. Eaglehawk, they lead by 11 points. Let's see what happens in this second half. For all of that action, here's Cam Power, live
Isley
25.
won it down. Gray sends the first kick up towards forward 50. Just took a wrong angled bounce, so it didn't actually go inside forward 50. But we'll have a throw in. 55 out from goal. Gisborne in attack. Eaglehawk won the toss today. They kicked to the Barnard Street end of the ground. We'll get a throw in. Taking a little bit of time to throw that one in. Isley knocks it down out of the middle. Evans emerges with the footy. He's tackled straight away. Good tackle from Benaki, who I feel like he can lift to another gear in this second half. Wayne Mitrovic. If Gisborne are to win this game. Kick inside forward 50 from the Dogs. They'll get the first look at it, and it's a fly from behind for Luxmore, and he plucks it. Jonty Neves was in front, and Luxmore come in and robbed him of the footy.
He lost his opponent there and got a free fly and jump at the football, and great set of hands too.
Terrific from Luxmore. 25 out directly in front of goal. For his second, he kicked the first of the day for the Dogs. Kenny kick his second to bring it back to a 5-point margin. Luxmore from 25 out directly in front. A big build-up and a letdown for the finish. He puts it across the face by tugging it to the left. 37-27.
Two absolute give-me's. Two give-me's.
Parsons Towing's Castlemaine.
Isn't it? They've missed two absolute sitters there, Gizzy. You're going to need them today.
You are. They must be disappointed, the coaching staff, as Donnet played on from fullback for the Borough. He sent it the outer side wing, then a hurried kick further afield. So they've worked it nicely to half forward here, the Borough. Turnover, Burke. Dogs temporarily had it, then gave it up. Geez, the tempo is up. McKenna eventually on the end of it. Gives it to James Gray. Handball through the middle. They've got possession here, the Dogs. Inboard, Merritt. Merritt handballing. Oh, it's a little bit messy. They're probably going to cough it up here. And they just mucked it up at the most, the inopportune time. And pulling your hair out there, Mitro, if you're the coach, wouldn't you?
Look, he just overused the footy. Just move it forward.
Ben Thompson handballs off to Donat on the way through. He'll send it inside forward 50 and a big fly. No mark taken. Spills to ground. Gisborne at the back of the pack. Neves was able to get it off to Kumar. Trying to fend away through. Just got through to ball. But he might have taken a little bit too long to get rid of it. No umpire's cross his arm, says I'll ball it up. So that should have either been holding the ball or a throw or a play on for me. He got a kick to it. Just maybe it was a couple of milliseconds after the umpire's whistle. So it'll be a ball up inside forward 50. Eaglehawk looking for the first goal of the second half. Be a big goal if they're able to kick it. Tracking after it there was Trotter. Couldn't get away from the pack. We'll have a ball up.
So Gisborne ruining a chance. They had one early. They're still in this contest though, as it's inside forward 50 now though for the Borough. Good strong tackling by Thompson.
Too high.
Ben Thompson.
Yes.
Too high.
Yes.
It is with the Dogs now. Ball spread wide to Luxmore, the target. Ground level. He picks up the footy. Handball over the top. His target was Evans. Evans of the Dogs couldn't quite win it. Still rough and tough there at 50. The Dogs will emerge through Evans. Kick comes to the wing. Zach Dennehy over the shoulder, gets a free kick, and he went pretty hard at that footy.
Yeah, fair call there from the umpire. Front position, got hands up.
So the free kick will go to Dennehy. Or Dennehy.
He'll smack you over the ears, Andrew Dennehy, I'm telling you.
Short pass back to Vescovi. Vescovi will go back to where it came, Dennehy. He gets it. Kuma overcommitted. So some space emerged for Dennehy. Inside forward 50 to McKenna. Couldn't take the mark, knocked away from him, and it spills out. They'll have a ball up 60 out from goal. But they're just looking like they're a little bit more dangerous when they're moving that footy at fast pace, Gisborne. Back up we go. Olive back on the ground in the ruck for the Dogs. Isley won it down straight to Benaki. Benaki sends it into a one-on-one contest. Luxmore comes from behind. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills to ground. Dennehy in there. Couldn't get it. Handball out of there from Neves. It's just a good old-fashioned heave out of there. Straight to Benaki. Benaki sharks it. Benaki goals on the right. Uses the breeze to bring it back to perfection. Benaki kicks the first goal of the second half, and we're back to a 3-point ball game. And the Gisborne Bulldogs, their crowd's starting to get a little bit involved in this game. 5-7-37, playing 5-3-33, 4 points the margin, 5 minutes played. Third quarter, score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builder.
Well, Benaki won the clearance at centre half forward from that stoppage, followed up his good work and got it back. Quality player, what he didn't do, he didn't muck around at the stoppage, did he? He just got the ball in there.
No.
And he wouldn't want anyone else's hands to finish there. That was a classy finish from the pocket.
You called it earlier, and you called it rightly, Metro. They mucked around in the middle, and they had a couple of opportunities that have gone begging, but they're right into it, up to their elbows here, as we'll have a stoppage, ground level. Ben Thompson, as Metro brings out the lollies from yesteryear. Looks like they came straight from the milk bar. I bet you they didn't cost you a cent this time each, Metro, as the ball is contested back in the middle, and we'll have another stoppage.
That's what $2 gets you these days, Johnny.
3 lollies, 3 freckles, and 2 jelly beans. As the umpire throws it up in the ruck. Ty Evans tries to make a path and can't. Gets it off to a teammate now in Mullen. Mullen will go inside forward 50. And it's a strong lead. He hits Clayton Holmes, who came out like a train and marked it. And on a pretty tight angle, he'll line them up. Just needs to steady him, Metro.
He does. What a beautiful pass. No stopping that. Look, his long-range shots have probably been his better shots. So, who knows? I'll go a bit better than 50-50, 60-40 this one.
Twirls the footy between his palms. Then he makes his approach. The paint mark of 50. He sends it high and long, and he's celebrating as it hit the boot. He got the strut up, and a good strong answer by the Borough, which takes it to a 10-point margin. That's his third so far. 6-7-43, playing 5-3-33. Eaglehawk leads, 7 minutes gone. Third term score sponsor, Parsons Towing, Live 25, local fresh footy.
He's played a lot of backline football, but he doesn't mind a goal, does he? Before that was through the goals, he had taken off doing the running man and getting the boys up and about, trying to create a bit of vibe out there.
He celebrated before the goal went through. I thought he might have celebrated a bit early. Straight out of the middle. Isley to Ben Thompson in that direction again. He's got it again. No, he dropped the mark at Holmes. Spills to ground level. That would have been something. And geez, the celebration, if he was able to kick 2 goals in 30 seconds, would have been something as well, Metro. But it wasn't to be. Inside forward 50 will have a ball.
Well,
up.
look, fair to say, besides the first goal, O'Shaughnessy's been quiet. Holmes looks like the danger man up there.
He's doing the ruck work now, knocking the ball to ground. Certainly a handy inclusion. Has missed 6 weeks of footy, Clayton Holmes. Hasn't played since that first game against Castlemaine. Or second game, I should say. They played him 3 times. Knocked down. Billy Evans will go goalwards out of the pack, but Reaper on the last line of defence, playing the goalkeeping role, takes the intercept mark.
That was going through.
It was. Reaper plays on quickly from fullback. Brings it broadcast side. Ineffective kick, though. O'Shaughnesy got a shove. It was there, and Eaglehawk will have another chance, albeit he's 50 from goal. I'm not sure if he's got a decent leg on him, but it'll be a pretty tough kick from there, Metro.
Use the stand rule to advantage here. Run around. Gisborne are onto it. They've got someone waiting.
Jack O'Shaughnesy. They've been challenged by the Dogs. They've responded pretty well in this first 9 minutes of the third term in the qualifying final. Jack O'Shaughnesy. A slow approach. I'll back him from here. Oh, he's kicked it into the man in the mark. He actually faulted as he approached. Then the ball spills. Vescovi's in the area. So, it's picked up. It's a horrible kicking ball by the Dogs.
Touched off hands though, Johnny.
Luckily, I reckon it might have come from Lachlan Evans, and we'll have a ball in.
I reckon you need to stop. That's twice now you've really given the players a good opportunity. One miss from the top of the goal square, hit the post, and now that one, Johnny. So maybe try to reverse the next time there's a set shot. So a ball in, throw in, no taken. Bretton tries to emerge with the footy, couldn't find a way through. Ball hits the bottom of the pack for a ball up.
Now, to be fair to Johnny there, he was running in. He had no idea what he was going to do with the ball. He was making his mind up on the run and changed it 3 times.
Knocked out of the ruck work. It'll come out to McKenna. He was a little bit uncharacteristically not clean, but he received a free kick for being taken without the footy against Ben Thompson. So McKenna across half-back for the Dogs. You can hear the crowd starting to get involved in this game. Short pass to Evans. That's Lockie Evans. There's 2 Evanses out there, 1 on each side. Lockie Evans goes back central. And they're forced to slow things around here, the Dogs again. Trotter's got it. Back to Reaper in his defensive goal square. Reaper's going to come out to Gray. Gray takes the mark. Now he's got some options on the lead. He goes with the pass. Nice looking pass finds its way into the hands of Murphy. Murphy's got it. They haven't advanced the ball very far forward. Murphy just going to slow things down. Eaglehawk set up super well. They're going to switch it right back across the ground to Reaper. And all the players move from one side of the QEO to the other. Reaper's kick's rather dangerous, but it might set up for Evans, but he'll track it across the boundary line. And all that build-up for a boundary throw-in on the far wing, Wayne Mitrovic.
Don't mind to see that, though. Better than getting away this, like we keep saying last week, long down the line. There's no future in going forward in that. So at least they're trying to open up something by moving the ball sideways.
Across half forward now. Eaglehawk. The ball is thrown in. Zach Dennehy used his body well. I thought that was okay, and I reckon he's given away a free kick, has he? No, they get one. Gives it to Billy Evans. Billy Evans, short, ugly ball inside forward 50. Looks for Kumar, mopping up nicely. They're on a series of handballs. On the end of it will be Thompson. Thompson goes one way, then the other. Horrible left footer. Oh, it finds a target, and it was Donnet. Donnet goes goalward and misses for a minor score, I reckon. Just snuck it in. Just behind. So takes it to 44, playing 33, Eaglehawk lead.
I reckon that might have actually been Blake McGregor there, Johnny. So McGregor inside forward 50. Both wearing the orange colour boots this afternoon. Benaki's gone down to do the kick-in duties for Gisborne. Hits his pass out of defence. Finds its way to Florini. Florini handballs off backwards to the runner in Benaki again. Benaki's kick's good. Mark taken McKenna. Centre wing position. Grandstand side. Gisborne building. McKenna looks up. Everyone in front of him. Short pass was okay to Murphy. Murphy comes central. Is this the central kick that might break it open for the Dogs? Finds its way to Werner. Werner goes even further wide. Mark taken 55 out from goal. Ryan Burke. He's just forced to slow things up. Eaglehawk set up so well defensively. No space inside this forward line. He'll send it out wide, and it'll be a mark for Eaglehawk in defence. And he ended up picking him out in the end there. Hanley will swing the kick out wide, and he'll find Joel Mullen.
Can't believe I was wrong for the second time since 1984, and it's happened in the space of 30 minutes, Cameron. Go figure. Not having a good day as Eaglehawk now off half-back, sends it down the line. Thompson getting involved, but it will be with Burke. Burke now of the Dogs. Horrible swinging ball. Tries to put it inside forward 50, but kicks it to Jacob O'Brien. He'll swing it laterally, dangerously to Jonty Neves. They've coughed it up. McKenna will run into an open goal and slam it through for the Dogs. Boy, oh boy, an error has caused a goal to go to the way of the Dogs. They'll go to 6-3-39 to Eaglehawk 6-8-44. Score sponsor Parsons Towing, Live 25, local fresh footy and pressure there, Metro.
Well, Pat McKenna gets his first one for the day, and what a great effort there. It looked like a pretty standard just switch of the ball, and away we go. But the ball just hung up in the air that little bit too long. You only need a fraction of a second. He got his fingernail in, and there wasn't much defensive pressure to stop Pat McKenna running into the goal either, just by the way.
No, he was quite frustrated with that. Gisborne mounting a little bit of a charge here. Sam Thompson charges off half back, receives it, kicks it out wide. One-on-one contest, Budrick versus Werner. Werner picked it up, then he accelerated away. Handball further forward, was looking for Johns. He couldn't find it. Eaglehawk will cough it up. Now they can move their way down the poolside wing. They'll look to rebound out, coming out Jack Thompson, but a good defensive punch from Ryan Burke playing in front. And we'll have a ball in centre wing position, poolside here at the QEO. Gisborne trailing by 5 points, 15 minutes gone in the third quarter.
So, interesting time midway through this third term of the qualifying final. Could go either way, the way both sides are playing. Isley in the ruck. He stepped in for Frost this afternoon, is doing a mighty job. Also, Zach Danahy doing well for the Dogs, who wins the tap on that occasion. He's, of course, taking the place of Braden Blake. It'll be, however, the Borough who emerge. They kick it inside forward 50, but Vescovi floats in front of a pack. Does nice. Spreads it wide. Finds a teammate. He'll kick it short for the Dogs. James Gray receives. Then he handballs it further afield. So the Dogs work it nicely. Long ball to half forward. Nice mark. Been taken by Luxmore. He'll turn and go. He's got McKenna. It was a poor kick to him. He did have space. Spills now. And now the Borough will mop up off half back.
It was McGregor who handballed off to Bennett, then goes back to McGregor, but the kick just made him work. He did well to force the contest, actually. We're going to throw in 55 out from goal, right-hand forward pocket.
This time last week at the 16-minute mark of the third term, Gisborne got their first goal of the day. Now, Gisborne have not led all day, but if they get the next goal, they could be in front for the first time this afternoon.
That's it. They may, Jackson. Knocked down, tracking after it there. Florini was able to handball off. It might be a chance here for the Dogs. Handball to the top of the square. Hard up against the space. Campbell Johns. It was going to be a miracle from there.
Gee whiz.
And he was pretty much almost over when he kicked it. Minor score. 4-point ball game now. 16 minutes gone, third quarter. Donut will bring the ball back into play.
Geez, Mitro, that ball inside forward 50 for McKenna too. He was out. He should have hit him. Should have hit him.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
As Eaglehawk, the kick in from fullback, it goes to the outer side. Reaper up the field. Good, strong pass. Geez, they've got the numbers here. They'll share it round by hand. Eventually, Burke is the target. That's Ryan Burke. Keeps it in a little too easily. Handballs forward and a further tap on a field. Banaki, he attacks the footy, picks it up 51 metres from home, hard up against the boundary line, ball up.
Even though that kick's letting them down, the positive thing is that they're getting their hands on the footy now. They're outnumbering Eaglehawk, which it was the other way around.
Definitely feels like the momentum is switching here at the QEO. Ben Thompson handballs off to Sam Thompson, back to Ben Thompson. Gives it off to, this time, not his brother. It was Donut who clears the kick out of defence, and it's out of bounds.
The free kick.
Eaglehawk. Not sure what that free kick was exactly for.
Billy Evans, meantime, the Eaglehawk skipper, I've been watching him the last minute. He's about to come back on the ground. His facial expression concerned and apprehensive at the moment.
Jack Thompson sends the kick down the line. Holmes takes the mark. Describe apprehensive down there, Jackson.
Well, frustrated, I suppose you would say. He's concerned. He's eager to get back out on the field. I suppose he's concerned that he can't control everything that's happening.
Centre wing, pull side, throw it in. In fact, no, it's a free kick to Gisborne. So Dylan Johnson's got it on the pull side wing here at the QEO. Just recompose ourselves for a minute here. We'll send it inside forward 50. Dylan Johnson, no mark taken, spills to the back. McKenna's got some space, lost it. Handball from Hoare. Hoare to Langford, tried to go back over the top, and in the end, I'm pretty sure it was rather well disguised by Jack Thompson to take it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
4-point margin here. We're approaching red time in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere if you're listening at home. We could go to the wire here in this first final, the qualifying final here at the QEO. Zach Danahy in there for the Dogs. Isley did well for the Borough. Johnson dives on for it, the Dogs. Ground level, battling hard. Jonty Neves emerges with it for Eaglehawk. He'll put it further afield. It's a one-on-one contest. Minns will win it for the Dogs. He did very well. He was up against Thomas Bennett, but went around the body, Minns, and fortunately for him, comes off hands. And it remains inside forward 50 for the Dogs as we'll have a ball in.
Great one-on-one there. That's all you want to do. You just got to keep winning those little 50-50s and keep it going your way.
Right-hand forward pocket, ball thrown in. City end of the ground here at the QEO. Taken out of the ruck by Dennehy. Then in Australia disposed of that one, and the umpire said it was incorrect disposal, which was definitely the play. So Hall receives the free kick. I like the idea, though, from Dennehy. Hall has it in defence, in the long sleeves and the orange boots this afternoon. He'll wheel the kick out wide. Not sure who he was kicking that to. It's gone straight to Benaki, who's able to track it over the boundary line. And did you see someone there that me and Hall didn't see there, Metro?
No, there was definitely no one in a dark blue jumper.
Thanks to Wayne Smith at three-quarter time in the Heathcote District Footy League. It is Mount Pleasant 7-10-52 to North Bendigo 5-8-38.
Umpire will throw it in. Dennehy front position, but he tapped it straight to Billy Evans of the two Blues. The Borough target will be Holmes. Running onto it also, a teammate is Marsh. Doing pretty well. Eaglehawk across half forward. They're all tied up. Good strong tackling. Bretherton by the Dogs. And we'll have a stoppage. Right half forward. Poolside. Kicking to the Barnard Street end, Eaglehawk. They're in attack. Isley grabs it out of the air. Hurried kick was smothered. Zach Dennehy dives in after the footy. Might get a free kick. Umpire says no. It's a stoppage. And we'll do it all again. Ball up. 4-point margin. The Borough lead. 20 minutes gone. Third term. Live 25 local fresh footy.
Knocked down out of the ruck contest. Gray's in there again for Gisborne. He's been very good this afternoon. Just letting him play it out a little bit. Eventually Johnson emerged with the footy. Gave it to Werner. Back to Gray, who was dealt with by Evans as he got rid of it. And it might be a downfield free kick, I think.
Possible 50.
Yeah, they're calling. I think the umpire didn't see that one. He might have been turning the wrong way. Johnson takes the downfield free kick. He wheels the kick out wide in front of a teammate. They can move it inside forward 50, the Dogs. They're looking dangerous when they're fast-paced. O'Brien dropped the mark he should have taken, but he had time to recover. Gave it to Hanley. Hanley gave it off to Ben Thompson. Back to O'Brien, who just barrels one out of there. Didn't look. And it goes straight down the throat of Gisborne. They'll wheel the kick out wide to Lockie Evans. Evans can come over the top to Werner. He thought about it, then he slipped over. He dropped the ball on, called it play on, but he gets up, steps around the man on the mark, wheels the kick up towards centre forward. Luxmore's got caught behind, and coming through and knocking it towards the boundary line will be Jonty Neves, who will be happy to see it over the boundary line. For a boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position, a 4-point lead to Eaglehawk. 22 minutes played in the third quarter.
Umpire will throw it in. Gisborne in attack. McKenna looking dangerous up forward as well. He's surely a target, and it was thrown in very shallow by the umpire, and the central umpire has said, let's have a restart. It's Zach Dennehy doing a lot of ruck work against Isley this afternoon. Dennehy front position. Probably a dead heat again. Ball spills. Picked up there by Bennett of Eaglehawk. Then he loses it. Doing well was Johns. Hurried kick there, went straight up the chimney, and a very short chimney it was at that. Only went 1 metre forward. And we'll have a ball up right on 50. You can sense the urgency is there with both sides, but in particular, compared to last week Gisborne, they're a different footy side. Zach Dennehy, good tap to win. Spills there to Burrell Grinton, though, of Eaglehawk. Hurry kick into the middle, and good, strong contested mark by Thompson. Further afield, gives it off to Ty Evans. Probably got upended as he kicked it. Free kick downfield. So Deacon Marsh will be the man with the free kick, I think. He'll be the one that claims it. He's got to run 50 metres, collect his own ball, and then 50 metres back. That'd be me, Mitro. I'd be puffed. I'd be out. So Deacon Marsh, he's too far from home. A good 2 kicks. It's an ugly-looking ball inside forward 50. Kumit was the target. Couldn't quite get it. Hurried kick out of the pack by the Dogs, but it goes straight to Jonty Neves of the two Blues.
Neves gets it. He'll wheel around on the left. He'll send it in the O'Shannessy direction, but the kick was shallow for him. Gisborne have got numbers, and they'll take it over the boundary line there through Campbell Johns.
Maybe fatigue setting in. A couple of the kicking started and left both teams down a little bit here.
I do reckon that Kuma slipped, which made the kick look a little bit worse than what it actually was, though, Metro.
Yep.
Just because Kuma slipped over before the kick really got to him, it didn't look like it was a great kick. But
it's more slippery than it looks, though, Cam, doesn't it? It looks all right from here, but it's not.
Slip and slide at the QEO, emerging with the footy there will be Neves. He'll send it at the top of the goal square. No mark to Hall, spills to ground. Vescovi just fended his way through the tackle. Gave the handball off. And
Oh,
it's
dear.
a kick from Jed Dennehy, which will skew off the side of the boot. It stays in play, and it's a Gisborne mark. You said, oh dear, John, but it just floated back into play. And a mark has been taken by Benaki, who's had a superb third quarter.
Third time I've been wrong.
So Benaki, he'll go down the line. No mark taken. It'll spill to Luxmore. Luxmore can handball to Merritt. Can Merritt keep it alive? He does. Kick smothered by Neves, but it might bounce okay. Langford for Eaglehawk was cool, but he slipped over at the last minute. Emerging with the footy, the Dogs. Darcy Young gave it off to Campbell Johns. Johns got it further forward to Murphy. Murphy sells some candy. Sends it in the direction of a teammate. That's Minns. Minns has got it. He'll wheel around onto the right. Snap goalwards. Bouncing footy's going to bounce into the post. Kane Minns.
Felt like they deserve one there.
Oh, that was a good bit of build-up. 3-point lead, Eaglehawk. 24 minutes gone in the third quarter. What a great third quarter we're witnessing here. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25, local fresh footy.
Trotter, geez, he was pretty good on that occasion. He'll send it long, beyond 50. Might be one in the back. It's not paid to Eaglehawk. In fact, it might be. Let's see what the umpire says. Is he going to adjudicate? He does. Jackson Saunders, Father Jackson Saunders, ground level.
5 scoring shots to 2 now in this term in favour of Gisborne. 2 goals to 1 and a ball up there on the outer side.
Good work. Jonty Neves wins the tap on that occasion, but Eaglehawk. Trotter did well, but it's going to be, again, the Dogs. Can they win possession? It's fumbly, and it's worked its way to the outer side wing. Burrell Grinton on the end of a handball for Eaglehawk. Tries to give it off and can't. And, of course, they're all getting to reacquaint themselves, and I like to see the spirit of Brad Bernacki. He's been going pretty hard, hasn't he?
Look, he's probably turned it in Gisborne's favour this quarter. He's been the one leading the charge there, along with Gray also.
3-quarter time in the MCDFNL. Natty Yellowborough on a charge in that quarter. 12 goals, 7 to Hardcourt, 6 goals, 1 at 3-quarter time. So the Lions up against it in the MCDFNL in the semi-final. Back here at the QEO, Eaglehawk will work it down the poolside wing. It'll bounce further forward. Overrunning the footy, Thompson. Nick Hall getting involved. Will spit out the handball wide to a teammate. It spills backwards to Burrell Grinton. Manages to wheel around on the right. No mark taken there. O'Shaughnessy did well to keep it in front, though, for Hall to run through. Hall eventually emerges with the footy. Back to O'Shaughnessy. Was pounced upon by Vescovi. Deacon Marsh's kick was just pickpocketed by Gisborne. They'll wheel it inboard. No mark taken. Now it's with Neves. Neves handballs off to Jack Thompson, who will just send a low kick inside forward 50. He takes the mark, wheels around on the right foot. Can he get Holmes? Holmes has to sit. Holmes has to steady. He'll pick it up cleanly. He'll kick the goal on his left foot, and he'll give a big fist to the crowd and says, come on, in front of a huge crowd there in the left-hand forward pocket in the old South Bendigo poolside change rooms. Holmes has got 4. And a big goal needed for Eaglehawk. They're 9 points up. 7-8-50 to Gisborne, 6-5-41. 26 gone in the third quarter. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals, Live 25, local fresh footy.
Yes, while he kicked that goal there, his direct opponent in Reaper was 20 metres behind him, struggling to walk on one leg. So he's staying out on the ground, manning now. So maybe just a little stinger, but allowed Holmes to have a free shot on goal from about 25 out.
Back in the middle, restart, Jonty Neves, big punch forward for Eaglehawk. Here they come again. Thompson handball to Kuma. Kuma emerges, it's back into the middle though. He spreads it wide, poor kick, causes a turnover, which will allow the Dogs into it. And just, we've got some intel coming in from Hardcourt and Natty. Hardcourt did not go inside forward 50 once in that third term, Cameron.
Didn't score either, conceded 7 goals.
That's interesting developments out there at the Carisbrook. Now we're on the defensive 50. Kicker smothered. Well done, Dogs. They'll win it through Benaki. Ball spills to Werner. Werner, awkward looking ball inside forward 50. Hitting the pack hard was Johnson. Dylan Johnson did well. Off hands, 50 from home. Dogs in attack, ball in.
Benaki again driving forward for the Dogs there, having some quarter, and for Eaglehawk, Neves as well having a huge quarter.
Throw in, 50 out from goal, right-hand forward pocket, QEO. Finals footy action for Bendigo footy. Emerging with the footy, Dylan Johnson, who was taken high. He'll receive the free kick. One of the classier wingmen in the competition, Dylan Johnson. He rocked up on Gisborne's doorstep one day and said, can I play footy for you? And 2 years later, he's one of the best wingmen in the competition. Feel-good story of the Bendigo Footy League, if there ever was one this. Dylan Johnson from 55 out, 10 in from the boundary. The right-hand forward pocket. He opens up the arc on the left, sends it right to the top of the goal square. The kick was rather shallow. Neves will knock it through for a minor score. In fact, it might have even been the opposite side of the point post, which I think is a win for Gisborne there. 9-point ball game, 28 gone, third quarter. Score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builder.
And, of course, we are awarding the Bendigo City Framers Sponsor Award, a $100 voucher. We're continuing on throughout the final series, so thanks to Bendigo City Framers, and there's a number in contention this afternoon. Benaki being one of them. He's got them back into this game, though it's won at ground level by Campbell Johns of the Dogs, around the body goalward, and this one might have snuck in for a minor score. It didn't, so it's the other side of the point post, the opposite side. See what you can do, Cam, but you're right, another good result here for the Dogs.
Yeah, they keep the ball locked inside forward 50. One more before three-quarter time would be absolutely massive in this contest. Neves went up in the ruck. Merritt sharked it, gave it off, trying to find some space and dribble it towards goal. It'll come from Luxmore. It's through for a minor score. Might have been touched off hands on the way through anyway. But a minor score, 8 points the difference. 7-8-50 playing 6-6-42. Score sponsor, Don Smallgoods is good.
Langford will kick it in for the two Blues. A little bit less certain on this occasion. He usually goes to the pool side, then decides to go there, plays on, so it'll go well beyond 50, up near the wing, off hands, a hold, but it's going to come back the other way. It'll be the Dogs. James Gray has got the free kick, doesn't muck around, plays on, goes corridor. His target doesn't quite hit Florini, still at ground level, 48 metres from goal. Trying to make a path and can't for the Borough was Nick Hoare, and will have a ball up directly in front, 49 metres from goal. Dogs in attack.
Dennehy went up, knocked it down. It spills out there to Murphy. Murphy handballs over the top to Evans. Evans has got space. He'll steady the short pass underneath the scoreboard, and a mark taken for the Dogs by Kane Minns. Right under the scoreboard.
Neves was sitting on him, but had to go and contest the ruck and left him, and there was no one to cover.
So Minns, he'll waste no time as he opens up the angle. It's an absolute shocking kick. It just goes off the top, and the intercept mark for Eaglehawk. They'll work it to Langford. They'll switch it back to Jack Donut.
They look a little bit nervous up the back there, I reckon. Mitro, don't you, the Borough?
Yeah, well, they put them under pressure for the first time, really, this quarter. They probably should have done better. They could possibly be leading.
They refused to bring it broadcast side. Did you notice that time? They actually went back into the traffic to send it the other.
As Jack Donut played on the opposite side of the boundary here, and the umpires pulled him up and says you were over the boundary line?
Yeah, the boundaries called it out of bounds because the central said play on.
And he was standing out of field.
I don't feel like he left his line. I don't know about the rule of that one, is it? Unless he was inside the field of play when he got called on and then stepped over.
I think you're right. It's basically if you lose, you're allowed to go on your line, but once you move your line, that's it. But
there you go. That's a win for Gisborne.
Important to hear.
Well, they're still pressing here. They're a chance at the 31-minute mark.
If they could get a goal here, really put the pressure on. Merritt uses his body in the ruck there for the Dogs. Did pretty well. Minns involved. Picks it up. Quickly puts it on the left. High, ugly ball goes out of bounds on the full.
Nearly hit the poppet head.
It is. Straight up the chimney that time. And 20 metres around defensively, Eaglehawk from the goal. They are defending. Jack Donut has the free kick.
It'll be nice and windy at the top of the poppet head today.
He's asking the umpire, is it okay if I run this line?
He does this
Was he
time.
being a smart aleck, was he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Plays the kick out. Carries the back of the pack. Gisborne will be able to send it straight back inside forward 50. Luxmore out on the leads, taking it.
Hello.
Oh, Hanley mans the mark. 45 out from goal. Almost directly in front here. Slightly to the left. Harry Luxmore's kicked 1 goal 2 this afternoon. If he kicks this, it will be a big moment in the game. They all get to the goal line. So Luxmore after the three-quarter time siren to bring it back to a 2-point margin. Luxmore comes in on the right. The noise says it all. Luxmore kicks the goal, and we've got a ball game heading into the final quarter. 7-6 plays 7-8. A 2-point margin to Eaglehawk. And that was a big quarter from the Gisborne Bulldogs. And it is going to be a thrilling final quarter to come here from the QEO. 2 points the difference to Eaglehawk. Sandhurst will play the winner. The loser will be back here again next week. It is Live 25, local fresh, finals footy.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Keyser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Keyser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Keyser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
Let's take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 for round 16. Number 1, we're looking for a big grab here. Dylan Hanley from Eaglehawk. How good was that? Let's look at that again, you beauty. Number 2, it's another great grab here. Bode Stevens this time puts it on his head. Oh yeah. Number 3, Stephen Strabance here from South Bendigo had 11 goals on Saturday. He was gifted this one, but he still had to put it home. Great work. Number 4, Fergus Green was hard to stop on the weekend. He had 7 goals and you can't even catch him there. A lovely snap to thread that through. Number 5, some fancy footwork here. Benjamin Jardine from Castlemaine. Whoop! He's so elusive and he put it through. Great goal.
Live 25, local fresh finals football, and we have got a ball game on our hands at the QEO. The Gisborne Bulldogs, well, they were nowhere near at this stage last week, but they're right into this one today. 7-6-48 Gisborne, 7-8-50 Eaglehawk. It's been a cracking third quarter from them. Goal kickers to this game, Brad Benacki with 1, Luxmore 2, James Gray, Pat McKenna and Matty Merritt with 2. While for Eaglehawk, Clayton Holmes has got 4. And 1 to O'Shanassy, Marsh and Ben Thompson. Who have you found the better players from the Gisborne Bulldogs, Wayne Mitrovic?
Look, if we just focus on that third quarter, Benacki was definitely the one that got him going. Just class ball use and decision making. Definitely was the one that was transitioning ball from end to end. And I thought Dennehy in the ruck got him back involved as well there, because I thought they were getting probably beaten in that area, and he's able to sort of get the ball going Gisborne's way. And Gray's continued on his way. He just finds the footy at will and uses it pretty well too. Great little player. And probably McKenna as well, just showing a bit of leadership up there. And Luxmore looking dangerous with limited opportunities. So here we go in the last quarter.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to the Barnard Street end, but everyone's been scoring at the city end. So you would think Eaglehawk are going to the scoring end of the day at the moment.
Father Jackson at ground level, do you back up those comments? Is there a bit of a breeze? What's it like down there? You were out at the huddles.
Yes, the breeze is marginal at the moment. It's unpredictable in one word is what I would say. Travis Matheson said that they've still got the inside 50s going their way to Eaglehawk, so they're happy with their ball use, but obviously concerned about capitalising opportunities in this last term. The Gisborne huddle was upbeat too. Rob Waters again playing cards close to his chest, almost impossible to pick up what he was saying to his players at three-quarter time.
You need to get in there and give him a bit of a cuddle, Jackson, to find out what he's saying.
The only way I'd be able to get a message is if I put on a Gisborne Bulldogs Guernsey and tried to camouflage my way into the team lineup.
2-point lead to Eaglehawk. The final quarter is about to get underway. Here's John Hunter.
Isley up against Olive in the ruck. Olive hasn't rucked for probably a good half of this game now, but he's back into the middle, but there'll be no clear win and we'll have a stoppage ball up. 2-point margin. 7-8 playing 7-6. Both teams super competitive, but in particular of note, Gisborne have come to play this afternoon compared to last week as Eaglehawk will try to win it out of the middle. It's going to be a free kick.
Holding the ball.
Holding the footy, and a Reaper is in the middle. Gives it to Banaki by hand. Banaki of the Dogs. Poor kick. Class player kicks it straight to the opposition, and the coach up here, Mitro's just throwing his hands in the air.
That's what happened. I wrapped him up for his ball use.
It was Ty Evans who's taken it. He chips it across and finds a teammate in Hoare. It's a good grab from Hoare in a one-on-one contest. A little bit more experience than young Lockie Evans there. Got it back to Evans and gets it over the top to Kuma. Kuma back to Evans. Evans then tried the handball off to the runner going past. Still there for Eaglehawk. It'll spill out wide. Kuma again couldn't take it. Spills to Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson just slams it on the boot inside forward 50. Almost a mark to Joel Mullen. Spills out to Blake McGregor, who was taken in the tackle straight away. And we'll have a ball up centre of the 50. Bendigo City end of the ground. Eaglehawk in attack. They trail the game by 2 points. Well, they lead the game by 2 points, I should say. 90 seconds gone into the final term.
They're in attack. Hurried kick out of the pack by the Dogs. It'll go to one-on-one contest. Good strong mark by Ty Evans, who's probably, he's too far from home. He's 60. Now he goes. He'll kick it to a dangerous hot spot. Reaper is lurking, though, for the Dogs. And it was a poor turnover. And a couple of turnovers from poor possessions, maybe a little bit of tiredness creeping in, Mitro?
I think so. I was actually really interested to see how up forward Eaglehawk go with Holmes only playing not playing for 6 weeks.
Gisborne kicks the ball down the line off the clearance. It'll bounce towards the boundary line. It'll go over. They've gained about 70 metres from that kick, though, so that's a win for the Gisborne Bulldogs. You feel like this final quarter is going to be a real game of territory. For Eaglehawk, the positives, Ty Evans, a big class player, getting involved a bit in this last quarter. Probably hasn't had his busiest day in terms of productivity, but he can turn that around with one big final quarter. Billy Evans gets it, handballs off. Now they can emerge through the middle. Eaglehawk, it'll come from Budrick. It bounces towards the centre. Picked up by McGregor. He just fumbled at the last second. Then he was able to fend off the tackle. Give the handball to Kuma. Kuma just got the kick away on the right. It'll be a chance for Holmes from behind. Knocked it towards goal. Gisborne will be able to clear. Jed Dennehy will pick up the footy. And he'll wheel his way out. But he might have kicked it straight back to Kuma. But Gray came in. Forced the contest. It just held up in the breeze a little bit. Evans has taken off. He's tackled straight away. That was by...
Holmes has gone down after that marking contest, clutching his ankle, but he looks to be up on his feet now.
Ball up now, 50 from goal for Eaglehawk. Thompson tries to make a path. He can't. It's messy. Ground level. Thompson again. It's Ben Thompson. Thompson. All the Thompsons have been good this afternoon, really. The brothers. Sam defensively as well. Up they'll go in the ruck. Isley wins it. Puts it in the path of Billy Evans. He'll go to the top of the square. Good defensive punch. Vescovi will kill it through for a minor score. which takes it to a 3-point margin, 51 playing 48. 3.5 minutes gone. Final term, live 25, finals qualifying football.
So Vescovi, he's a little bit sore in the goal square, Vescovi, but he'll bring the ball back into play. 3-point lead to the Borough. Gisborne haven't led once this afternoon. Vescovi's kick was pinpoint perfect to its teammate. Now they'll work it forward. They can get the run here through Florini. Florini will get and go. Send the kick down and he'll find Campbell Johns. Johns has got it on centre wing. He wheels around onto the right. Short pass was good. Luxmore marks at 75 from home. He'll then go with a short pass inside forward 50, looking for Merritt. Merritt couldn't take the mark, but he was infringed upon by Sam Thompson. And he gets up, plays on Matt Merritt. Umpire says, come back over your line.
Get away with
He
that.
tried to pull a little bit of a sneaky one there, and he wasn't getting it given. So Merritt's already kicked 2. And he can line up for goal number 3 to put Gisborne in front for the first time in the game. 4.5 minutes into the final quarter.
There's only one time you need to be in front, and that's at the final buzzer.
That's it.
That is all that matters at the end of the day. Matt Merritt will kick from 47.5 metres. 10 in from the boundary. He sends it goalwards and he puts it through. His third, and the Dogs lead for the first time in the game. 54 plays 51. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods is Don is good.
This is why Gizzy can't put him in the ruck anymore. He's too dangerous around the ground. That's his third for the day, giving him one of the options up there. So it's every goal is worth so much at the moment. And look, there's going to be a few twists and turns yet. Only 5 minutes in. There's going to be more goals kicked down. We've got a whistle here.
Might be a blood rule, maybe, I reckon. To the Scovey.
Oh, yes. After that's what he was grabbing his head earlier on.
Got some blood coming from the nose. We'll take a minute to check in the Eaglehawk Footy League because it is a cracking final going on out there. 20 minutes into the last quarter. Mount Pleasant 56 leading North Bendigo 51. North have kicked the last 2 goals in that game.
Dogs have hit the front here. Gisborne, if you're listening at home down in graveyard territory, your side is up and about as we'll have another stoppage in the centre. Father Jackson Saunders is at ground level.
The Dogs have kicked 6 of the 10 goals since quarter time.
So keep your eye on Vescovi as well. Mullen emergence for Eaglehawk. It's a copter ball inside forward 50. Horrible bounce for O'Shannessy. Doing well with brethren. Did well for the Dogs. Tried to put it in the path of Burke, but won by Mullen. Mullen, a horrible kick inside forward 50 further. Now spills to Kuma. Kuma will go corridor. Aggressive kick was effective. And he spots up his teammate in Thomas Bennett. And that was unselfish. Good football.
Yeah, look, I thought Gisborne were probably unlucky to not get a free kick from Holmes, maybe tackling his opponent early there. But as that play unfolded, Kumar, rather than blazing away, used his vision and spotted a player up on the far side.
Pressure kick from Bennett. He cocks his neck and just quite puts it through. He willed it and it made it, and that's all it has to do now. So score sponsor is Bendigo City Framers, and the lead changes once again. Eaglehawk 8-8-57 to 8-11-54. Live 25 local fresh footy.
How good's that to see the players from both sides taking their opportunity in the moments to count in a game of footy?
That mass Eaglehawk pack of people have now shifted from the Barnard Street into the ground to right behind the goals at the city end to really will their side. Isley takes it out of the ruck, gets the kick inside forward 50. McKenna's back there for Gisborne, handballs to Burke. Burke handballs off to a teammate. They'll work their way out of this nicely, the Dogs. Good mark above head, which is taken there by Young. Darcy Young feeds the handball off to the running Lockie Evans. Evans emerges with it, sends it on his left up towards the top of the 50. Back there is Marsh for Eaglehawk, and happily to see it across the boundary line was Langford. Might have been Hanley down there, in fact. So we'll get a throw in.
Now, for those listening at home, Pat McKenna's been put behind the football here, but Eaglehawk are manning him up, so he's not going to be loose behind the ball. Langford's trying to draw him down to the goal square.
Jonty Neves is also pushing right back as well, so that's a good little battle to watch
Neves,
on.
Sorry, not Langford.
Yeah, I reckon Neves might be just happy to play deep and see if they can get one to carry over the back. Isley takes the ball out of the ruck. It spills to Ben Thompson. Ben Thompson gives it off to Joel Mullen. He tries to step one, too many tackles. That should have been holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Gisborne emerge with the footy. Quick kick out of there from Werner. It'll bounce up towards centre half. Picked up by Young. Darcy Young kept it alive, and eventually over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw in. And geez, when you take on 3 tackles and then get caught, Wayne Mitrovic, you probably should be done.
Definitely. I'll back your call there. I definitely would like to see the tackler rewarded in that situation, but it's not. And we got the boundary throw in Gizzy's forward 50.
If you go to Carisbrook now, Hardcourt have kicked 4 goals to 0 in the last 4 minutes. So it's back down to a 2-goal game, and there is 6 minutes remaining. So
Must be a hell of a breeze going on down
yeah, we'll keep you updated thanks to Norm Jenkin, who is on the spot out there at the final. It is at Carisbrook, I think.
Yeah, all the finals for Marabara at Carisbrook from here on in. Trying to emerge with the footy there for Eaglehawk was Langford, but he was taken in the contest. It's inside forward 50 for Gisborne. They trail by 3 points. Their lead evaporated in under 2 minutes. Ball up, knocked down. They should be able to track after it. Langford will be tackled straight away, spills out. Trying to find a way through Johns. Couldn't find it. Evans went through for Eaglehawk. He lost it. Handball out towards Gray. Also lurking around was Campbell Johns again. We'll have a ball up centre of the forward 50. Gisborne in attack. 3 points the difference against the Brisbane Bulldogs.
Nick Hoare about to come back on too for Eaglehawk. He had his right leg rubbed a few moments ago on the boundary.
Eaglehawk, they'll win it off half-back now. It's a long ball to a one-on-one contest. Front position is Holmes. Clayton Holmes, left half forward, up against the boundary line, poolside. 2 kicks from home. Now we'll go deep into the pocket underneath the scoreboard. Mins almost offends there for the Bulldogs. Good strong tackling, Bulldogs. McKenna was on Mullen of the 2 Blues, and we'll have a ball up.
I think he'd be a little bit disappointed not to mark that one, McKenna.
Yeah, I thought Mins might have offended then, but no, good umpiring. 3-point margin. Eaglehawk lead. Big fist by Jonty Neves. Puts it towards the boundary line. Coomer runs onto it. He gets dumped, and he might get a free kick. Silly play, Dylan Johnson of the Dogs. You don't want to be doing that in a final, Mitro.
No, I guess like you make these split-second decisions. Emotion, fatigue, excitement, all these things are happening out there at the moment. But, well, it looks like a player that can do something special. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Could be straight to the middle or out in the full.
He goes around the body, steps around, minor score.
Or a point.
Or a point. 4-point margin, though. Eaglehawk lead, 11 minutes gone, final term.
Vescovi back on the ground for the Dogs. Will have the kick-in duties. 4 points they trail by. He plays on, will run 5 metres and then chip a short pass, which made Benaki dive for it. And it was a little bit hard for him to handle. Benaki dropped it. Ben Thompson come put the pressure on for Eaglehawk. He won the footy backwards. Free kick, Eaglehawk. Might have been a throw against McKenna. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Ben Thompson's going to emerge with the footy. And he'll line up for goal to make it a 10-point margin. He's looking like he might pass this one off. That's exactly what he does, because it's going to be Neves that charged out. Didn't quite get to him, and it spills to Eaglehawk. Taken in the tackle, Kyan Burrell-Grinson, who's been pinned holding the ball.
Gee, it might be a case of who makes the most mistakes, Mitro.
Yeah, definitely.
As the ball goes to the outer side wing.
Oh, there's another mistake.
Gee.
Campbell Johns.
McKenna running with the flight of the ball. I mean, it was a difficult one, but he probably normally would have marked it.
Oh, player of his calibre. This is a chest mark.
He was out too. He's on the outer side wing. It goes over the boundary line. So, poolside, true centre wing. Umpire will throw it in. Isley against Zach Danahy. Danahy taps it to Benaki. Benaki of the Dogs. Inside forward 50. Spills to the back of the pack. Running onto it with Dylan Johnson. Can't keep it in. 25 around from goal that they attack the Bulldogs. Will have a ball in. They trail by 4 points almost midway through this final term, Live 25, qualifying final football.
Been a cracking game of footy. 10 points at quarter time, 11 points at half time, 2 points at three-quarter time. That's how close this game's been all afternoon. If this is what we're in for the rest of the final series, then I'm all for it. Bring it on. McGregor overran the footy. Dennehy got it, handballed out of there, and he's been pinned holding the ball, has he?
He has. Stiff.
Incorrect disposal according to the umpire. He gets up gesturing like he might have handballed that one.
They were out then too, Gisborne.
So it's a free kick across half back for Coomer. So Coomer's got it. He'll wheel the kick down the poolside wing. Just pulled up a little bit. Bennett couldn't quite take the mark. Going through forward of it there. Sending it inside forward 50, Neves. But he picks out an intercept marker in Lockie Evans for the Dogs.
He'll go to Benaki short. I don't think that's the required distance, but the umpire disagreed. He looked a bit sheepish too when he marked at Benaki. Deep in the defensive zone, poolside. He's looking inboard. I reckon he wants to go aggressive. In fact, he might go the opposite. They'll horseshoe it, I think. Reverse horseshoe. How'd you like that, Adam? Comes to a teammate who'll now kick it long beyond 50. In one way and out the other. To the back of the pack now. Eaglehawk will bring it back in through Thompson. This one's Jack Thompson. Left footer's effective. Goes to Billy Evans. Billy Evans looking for Holmes. He's set. And either an arm chop or a mark.
Paid the mark.
Paid the mark. And Vescovi probably didn't have much of a chance because it come in pretty hot, Metro.
It was great ball use there. Identified the space. Popped the ball. Wasn't too flat or hard. Just put it into the space and let Holmes do his work. So I said earlier, he was fatigued. He hasn't played for 6 weeks. He's kicked 4, going for his 5th here. We'll see if the fatigue's worrying him or not.
His side needs it because you sense Gisborne a little bit up and about, albeit they trail. This will skip the margin out to 10 points. Clayton Holmes, he throws his head back. He leaned into that one. He just didn't look confident. It's a minor score, so boy, oh boy, still a lot to go and play out in this game. 59 playing 54. The Borough lead midway through this final turn.
He's kicked 4, but he's also kicked 3 behinds as well,
That's
and I
right,
think 2 of them have been very doable goals.
Still a good output for 6 weeks in. I reckon it's pretty good.
Absolutely. Benaki plays on, short pass, finds its way into the hands of a team. They can run it out of defence here, the Dogs. They've worked it up towards the boundary line, and might be a change of jumper for Vescovi after getting a little bit of blood on the other one. Johnny Hunter.
Update from out at Carisbrook in the final there. Natty Biella against Hardcourt. Hardcourt are coming at a rush. 3 minutes remaining. It's Natty by 8 points. Is that a second semi, Cam, I think? Or it's a semi, I think?
It's a semi. All games are out now, so it's Hardcourt out in straight sets as the kick comes down the line. Back of the middle here, tracking after it, the Dogs. No mark taken. We're on a delay here. Full-time scores just come through. Natty Bielaba 12-9-81, Hardcourt 12-1-73. And also a full-time score in the Heathcote Footy League thanks to Wayne Smith. Mount Pleasant 8-15-63 have defeated North Bendigo 8-9-57.
So is that Hardcourt out in straight sets?
It is, yes.
Boy, oh boy.
A 1 point loss to Trentham last week and a loss today.
Let's see what's going to unfold here as the ball came from Johnson of the Dogs. He was on a half-back and he kicked it and it spread wide, broadcast side. Turnover though. Here they come again. Eaglehawk, drop mark right in front of us. The pressure of the opposition box was with Ben Thompson. Couldn't quite mark it. And we'll have a ball in across half forward. It is Eaglehawk in attack.
I think Pat Trotter was very relieved to see Ben Thompson drop that one. We'll get a throw in. Centre wing, broadcast side, pavilion side, grandstand side. Take your pick. They're all the same thing. Knocked down here from Mullen. He couldn't quite find a way through. He was taken straight away in the tackle. That tackle there was Kane Minns, who's done some nice things in this final quarter, has Minns. 17 minutes played in the final quarter. Dennehy takes it out of the ruck. He wheels the kick up towards centre half forward. Luxmore dropped the mark he probably should have taken, but he was able to recover. Handball over the top from Eaglehawk. Bennett can track back, but he's overran the footy a little bit there. Darcy Young comes and puts the pressure on for the Dogs. Inside forward 50. Bennett relieves himself, gets a second opportunity, clears the kick, and a nice kick as well. Finds Joel Mullen, centre wing.
Mullen further afield. Coomer is the target. Dropped a chest mark he should have taken. Hard in at it for the Dogs was Lachlan Evans. But Coomer wins it again. Then he loses it. A lot of pressure out there. Ground level, a hold. Free kick will go the way of Eaglehawk. And not sure what it was for, but they're going to get another chance. And let's get back to Carisbrook, the game at Carisbrook. Natty Bielaba, what an effort to beat Hardcourt because they were up against it. But back here, meanwhile, back at the ranch, O'Shaughnessy broke and then took a chest mark. And he's probably within range, but a pretty tight angle.
Intensity at ground level has lifted too. You can sense the crowd is really invested in this contest.
Jack O'Shaughnessy, he's probably standing at 65 metres. Poolside, 2 metres in from the boundary line. So it would be a magnificent kick from there. It'll go to the hot spot. They'll set themselves. Holmes jumped unrealistically at it. Umpire let him get away with it. Ball will be locked in, you would think. Well done, Dogs. And we'll have a ball up, 59 playing 54.
Yeah, well, geez, a goal here to Eaglehawk would go a long way to help them win this game of football.
Full-time score as well. Calder United 10-5-65, defeated Birchip Watcham 8-6-54. Is that a turn-up in the North Central Footy League, Wayne Mitrovic? You followed that league pretty closely.
Yeah, look, definitely. Birchip Watcham have been the best team all year. by a long way. But Calder do have some stars in that side, so it's not unrealistic, but you would have expected Birchip to win that one.
Johnson handballs back to Vescovi. Vescovi just sends a banana and kick out of there. It should fancy Eaglehawks Jack Thompson. He tracks after it. He gets in one way, finds his way through some trouble, sends it in the Ben Thompson direction.
Dear.
Johnson comes through with courage and knocks the ball to ground. It spills out wide. Now trying to work through Sam Thompson. Tackled straight away. Ball up inside forward 50.
This is what finals is about, isn't it, boys? Everything has stepped up a little bit every contest.
Players are throwing themselves at every contest, as you just heard. Isley goes up and wins the ball down. Ryan Burke will track after it. Mullen stole it. Mullen sharked him, kicked it straight into Vescovi, but it still works out, and it's going to be a soccer goal for Kyan Burrell-Grinton from the top of the goal square. I haven't seen a goal like that in a long time. And the Eaglehawk fans behind the goals go absolutely bananas. Kyan Burrell-Grinton kicks a ripper. And Eaglehawk now lead it by 11 points. 9-11-65, Gisborne 8-6-54. 20 minutes played, final quarter not over yet. Score Bonser, Parsons Towings, Castlemaine.
Well, I thought Mullen had totally butchered that. He's gone for the along the ground grubber, straight into the leg of a Gisborne opponent. And the ricochet has worked out perfectly.
Back in the middle. I haven't played footy for a long time, but I've got the hairs on the back of my neck standing up there, Mitro. Good bit of play. Both teams are going hard. Billy Evans wins it for Eaglehawk. He'll spread it wide to the outer side wing. His target didn't quite hit him was Bennett. Bennett's been good this afternoon. Billy Evans again. He'll go forward. He's a candidate for the Bendigo City Framers Sponsors Award. Kuma's the target. Will get a free kick. Probably got ended. I didn't really see it, but you sense that you probably let it go, Mitro, don't you?
Oh, look, if they're going to start paying these ones now, that's been happening all day. Well, it's got to go both ways. So if that one gets, then the next three don't get paid. It just gets frustrating and can ruin a game of football. Like you said before, if you're in doubt or you didn't see it, don't guess.
Don't guess.
Yeah, don't guess it.
Kuma is standing 1 metre in from the boundary line, right on the paint of 50, over on the scoreboard side. It would be a magnificent kick again. I said that last time. Go to the top of the square and see if another miracle can happen. Geez, he's made the distance easily, but he's kicked it off the instep. It's gone 10 rows back.
It's on the full.
On the full. Missed it. Look, missed everything, Cam.
Wow. Geez, he's from top to bottom, in it 0 to 100 or 100 to 0. You just don't know what's going to happen when he's near the ball. It's exciting, though.
We are in time on here, so Eaglehawk might hang on.
The last couple of minutes, all players have been in the front half of the ground for Eaglehawk too, so I suspect Eaglehawk will try and lock it in their front half.
That has to be 50. Vescovi was on the mark, and Kyan Burrell-Grinton ran straight past him. It should nearly been 50, I reckon. Either way, they'll clear the kick out of defence. Intercept mark for Eaglehawk Donut. And they can try and take some time, but all three quarters have gone well over 30 minutes today, so there's probably a stack of time left in this one.
The last quarter went for 33 minutes, so there could be another 10, 11 minutes still to go.
Thanks, Father Jackson at ground level. In the hands of Budrick. Joel Budrick has it. He'll wheel the kick inside forward 50. It's a kick almost placed out for Holmes, knocked away by Brereton. Now they can move their way, the Dogs. They can set sail to the wind. It's a dribbling kick which bounced favourably for Luxmore. Luxmore can handball out now. The run will come from McKenna. McKenna will send it into a one-on-one contest. How does it bounce in favour of Gisborne? It doesn't bounce for them at all. And it will be Eaglehawk back there. Langford's handball. They're under pressure in defence. Langford off to Thompson. Just got rid of it. It's a high ball out of there. And a mark, not 15. Hanley gives the handball off. They'll run their way out of defence, will Eaglehawk. It should land into the mark of Jack Thompson. Mark not paid. Umpire says pray on. Brereton dives on top of it, forced to turn over handball. Campbell Johns picked up the footy, tried to run away with it. He was tackled. Ball hits the deck. Umpire says ball it up. Intensity is high in this contest. And they're 70 metres out from goal. Gisborne in attack, and they desperately need the next one and fast.
Left half forward. 22, almost 23 minutes gone in this final term. Dogs are pressing. Oh, geez, it was an overzealous tackle. I reckon there might be a free kick that'll go the way of Lachlan Evans. No?
Certainly looked like at ground level, Johnny, that it should have been a free kick to Lachlan Evans. I thought he was caught high, but the field umpire blindsided on that occasion.
Let the boys play, Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything wrong with that tackle.
65 playing 54. It's Eaglehawk. 2 kicks, 2 goals. The Dogs need to win it. And Eaglehawk defensively, Bailey Isley did well and killed it.
He had 3 Gisborne players around him there too, actually, so it was a mighty effort.
Umpire will throw it in. Jed Dennehy against Isley in the ruck. Isley's rucked for the majority of this afternoon. He's done a good job in the absence of Frost. Dennehy probably used his body a lot better than Isley on that occasion. Stoppage, ground level, ball up. Let's do it all again. 9-point margin. The Borough, they lead with 24 minutes gone.
Gisborne don't want these stoppages. They want the ball out in the space here, I reckon.
Going up in the ruck there for the Dogs, knocking it down was Jed Dennehy. His brother's been doing a lot of the ruck work, but Eaglehawk can emerge. Burrell Grinton gets it. He can just get the kick away before he was mowed down by Johnson. It affected the kick. Holmes will get it. Handball over the top to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy will paddle it towards the boundary line, and the intent there was to clearly knock that one over the boundary line, but either way, we'll bring it in underneath the scoreboard. 65 playing 54. Eaglehawk in the lead and with the ball in the right end of the ground for them.
We need to draw our attention to the Bendigo City Framers $100 voucher award, sponsors award for best on ground. Be interesting what we come up with. Hurried kick from the back line from the Dogs is ineffective. Turnover to Dylan Hanley, who marked it. Just slow things down if you're an Eaglehawk player or supporter. They have the lead by 2 kicks. 2 goals the Dogs need. Goes for Neves. He almost fumbled it deliberately, I reckon, and put it out of bounds, and we'll have a ball in out of side. Pool side, 9-point margin, Eaglehawk lead. Now we've gone over 25 minutes.
Just looking, you want your best players on the ground at the moment, and Gisborne have got Reaper and Dennehy both off in front of us. 2 key players, I reckon, in this game. Merging with the footy, the Dogs, they'll wheel it inside forward 50, but it'll be an intercept mark for Hanley, who can slow things down in defence for Eaglehawk.
I feel like Reaper would be that ankle that he was limping on earlier, because you wouldn't have him on the bench at this time of the game if he was good to go.
Thompson will wheel it out wide. They swing the kick out to Tom Bennett in the left-hand forward pocket at the QEO.
He's a candidate, Cameron, isn't he? For the
Yeah, he's been
sponsors
good
award?
actually, Tom Bennett. So he'll pass the ball back to Langford. And they're just looking to take some sting out of this game. Langford's short pass is good. Finds Budrick, also being good this afternoon. Budrick will slow it down again, and Eaglehawk are in no mood whatsoever to move this footy fast. Eventually he's going to have to come down the poolside wing. O'Shaughnessy will come from the side. Couldn't quite take it. If it can bounce all right for Dylan Johnson and keep it alive, he can. And then, wow, it's a free kick against Dylan Johnson. Jack Thompson threw himself at the footy, and he was caught high by Johnson. He's given away a couple of free kicks like that today, Dylan Johnson, and that one maybe not 100% his fault, but he definitely collected Jack Thompson high.
So Jack Thompson has been good this afternoon as well. It looks like, it feels like the Borough have got this one in hand. Still a little bit to play. Hits the pack hard, Thompson again. Handball over the top. Ryan Burke, who's been pretty good for the Dogs this afternoon, punches it defensively, and it goes over the boundary line for a ball in.
Jack Thompson was angry too with Dylan Johnston after he got that kick away from half back.
They're always angry, those Thompson boys. Father Jackson, what are you talking about?
Well, I suppose there's something about the water in Eaglehawk.
Yeah, just the levels of anger. Their fathers were too. As the ball is won by Gray, spilled. Oh, you can hear the crunch in the effects, Mike. Players hitting really hard from both sides. It's in the middle now. Forward, Coomer is the target. Won by McKenna. Benaki, in fact. And then the ball spills. Hurry kick out of the pack to half forward. Have they got a chance here? Burke receives a handball. It's the Dogs. Inside forward 50. Oh, it might be a professional trip. Luxmore is looking at the umpire and won't have a bar at it. Didn't give it. I don't reckon he saw it. And it will be a ball in, but I reckon that was there, Metro.
Yeah, look, possibly, but that'll be like the one earlier. You'd prefer them not to be paid when they're a bit like that, but they might have got away with one there.
Throw in inside forward pocket. Gisborne must score from this stoppage, you feel. It's one down. No room to move inside forward 50. Handball towards the boundary line. Luxmore will track after it. Kept alive. Picked up by Matty Merritt. Tackled straight away. We'll have another ball up.
Only a couple minutes left.
Cannot be long to go. Eaglehawk have got an 11-point lead. Gisborne have got it at the right end of the ground. Dennehy comes flying over the top, knocks it down. Isley went to ground, and if he's not going to get pinned for a high tackle, it's got to be holding the ball, and it is, because he just fell on top of the footy He kind of grabbed his head a little bit, I reckon, there, as if to try and rule a free kick for a high tackle, Metro, and it wasn't given. Handball off. It'll be a flying shot from James Gray. It'll go right to the line. No mark in the goal square. Knocked through for a minor score.
Well, Gray was going for the City Framers Award there. He slotted that
If he
one.
kicked that,
but,
I would have been giving it to him.
That's right.
10 points the margin. 28 minutes gone in the final quarter. Score sponsor is Jason Westcott Builder.
Donnet for Eaglehawk. He's been good as well. He's a candidate for our Sponsors Award. $100 voucher from Bendigo City Framers. Get yourself down there. He sends it long beyond the centre wing. The footy is in dispute. The Dogs, have they got another coming with them? Vescovi, handball over the top. Here's their chance. Banaki inside forward 50. Dennehy was the target. Vescovi's up forward. Receives a handball. Then loses it. Then strong tackle. He's going to be rewarded. He is going to be rewarded. And the classic backman has got a shot at goal, Metro.
I think he's changed his mind, the umpire. He wasn't going to, then he paused and he postured and he knew what was coming next.
I reckon it was there. You need to slow down, Vescovi. He's too rushed here. He's run back. He goes goalward. Barnard Street end. It'll go to the line and it will be a minor score.
Lucky.
A minor score. That's not good enough at this stage.
No, but it's at the right end still.
9-point margin. Eaglehawk lead. 29 minutes and 50 seconds have gone in this final term.
I think he had more time to steady himself for a set shot there. Might have just rushed it a little bit. Kick out of defence. Strong mark taken on the far side of the ground by Nick Hall. He's in the contention as well, I reckon. So Hall's got it. In front of the South Bendigo poolside change rooms. They'll wheel it down the grandstand, down the poolside wing. No mark taken by Holmes. He'll fly, but they'll be happy to play boundary ball, I reckon, from here. And there cannot be long to go. Siren is imminent here at the QEO. Eaglehawk leading by 11 points. It'll be balled up. Dennehy knocks it down. There's the siren. And it's a win for Eaglehawk. They'll be back here next Saturday to take on Sandhurst. Gisborne are going to have to go the long way in 2025 if they are to get themselves back into the grand final. They'll be back next week on Sunday, where they'll play the winner of tomorrow's game between Strathfield Say and South Bendigo. But it is Eaglehawk through to a semi-final next week, or a qualifying a prelim final, I think it might be next. Yeah, prelim final next Saturday afternoon. So that will be a big, big game next Saturday. And Saturday footy next week here at the QEO sees South Bendigo at Golden Square doing battle in the 18s and the reserves. Sandhurst and Golden Square will do battle in the 18s and the reserves. And then in the senior contest, Eaglehawk will take on the Dragons for the first spot in the grand final in 2025. Wayne Mitrovic, what'd you make of that game?
Well, look, Gisborne are going to go away. They're going to be disappointed because they didn't get over the line. But if they think back to last week or even early in this game, they worked their way back into the game, and for the second half, if we looked at it, I'm sure that they actually would have outscored Eaglehawk and gave themselves every opportunity to win. Just over the course of the full day, Eaglehawk being a little bit better side.
Wayne Mitrovic, I'm going to put it up to you. Our Fresh FM Bendigo City Framers Best On Ground Sponsors Award will go to... Sorry to put you under the bus here.
Oh, just throwing straight to it. Well, I was looking at the Gisborne players. There's three of them I thought were good, but I'm going to go with... Look, Holmes will think he's harsh. He's kicked 4, very influential up forward, but I thought over the day, setting up that first half, great off that back line. Jack Donut was my man down back. Ball use, very good.
Jackson Saunders, you've been down at ground level. Give us a nomination.
I'm voting for Clayton Holmes. I think to get 4 of the 9 goals in today's contest is decisive, and an 11-point win to Eaglehawk. He was a major, 9-point win, I should say. He was a major difference in the result this afternoon.
Well, if it's a 1-1 draw, I'm guessing that means I have to pick the decider on who wins it. And I'm sticking with Metro. I think across the day, I reckon Jack Donnet. He was magnificent across back line for them. So I'm going to go with Jack Donnet. Sorry to say, Jackson Saunders.
That's okay. We're all entitled to different opinions. Great atmosphere.
Maybe if Holmes had kicked another one, he kicked 4 goals 4, I think he ended up with the end. He might have got it. But Jack Donut will win our Bendigo City Framers Best On Ground Sponsors Award. Eaglehawk are through to a prelim final. They'll take on Sandhurst here next Saturday. Wayne Mitrovic, thank you very much for your efforts this afternoon here in the box. Enjoy the remainder of the final series. We may see you again on grand final day potentially. Looking forward to tomorrow. Jackson Saunders, I'll be back, be joining you. You'll be taking my role and I'll be taking your role tomorrow. So we'll give it a bit of the reverso, if that makes any sense. We're back here tomorrow for Strathfield Say and South Bendigo on More 25 Finals footy. Eaglehawk will take on Sandhurst, while Gisborne will have to go the long way. They'll meet the winner of that battle tomorrow. We look forward to bringing you all the action tomorrow from 2 o'clock here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Eaglehawk victors in the first qualifying final over Gisborne on Live 25, local fresh footy.
Fresh Bendigo weekend weather.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Keyser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Keyser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Keyser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
Let's take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 for round 16. Number 1, we're looking for a big grab here. Dylan Hanley from Eaglehawk. How good was that? Let's look at that again, you beauty. Number 2, it's another great grab here. Bode Stevens this time puts it on his head. Oh yeah. Number 3, Stephen Strabance here from South Bendigo. Had 11 goals on Saturday. He was gifted this one, but he still had to put it home. Great work. Number 4, Fergus Green was hard to stop on the weekend. He had 7 goals and you can't even catch him there. A lovely snap to thread that through. Number 5, some fancy footwork here. Benjamin Jardine from Castlemaine. Whoop! He's so elusive and he put it through. Great goal.